Yeah, they're all dark. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures back in positive territory this morning, albeit ever so slightly. We did get another weekly jobless claims number out in the U.S. this morning that did come in higher than expected for the third week in a row. This one, not so much though. 5.2 million additional jobless benefits being filed last week in the U.S. versus an expectation of just 5.1 million. So about in line with expectations there. Continuing claims, meanwhile, 11.9 million versus 13.5 million expected. So that number was down from a week over week perspective. Last week, 6.6 million jobless claims, meanwhile, brought the total 3-week running average to over 16 million people now in the U.S. filing for jobless claims. The move today comes after a big decline yesterday, obviously. We saw some disappointing bank earnings, some economic data to the downside yesterday, dragged the entire market down. So back to positive territory this morning, which is good. We're watching Morgan Stanley shares moving around in the pre-market after reporting earnings. Same story for Bed Bath & Beyond. Zoom to the downside this morning. They were just hit with securities lawsuit. So we'll get to Zoom here in a second. Elsewhere on the data front, Philly Fed Business Index number out this morning came in negative 56 versus negative 30 expectation. It is Thursday, April 16th. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Look at North American stock futures as we head towards the open here. About 30 minutes to go, 28 minutes to be exact. About 0.5% for the S&P to the upside. The Dow just back into positive territory there. You can see tech stocks definitely leading this morning in the pre-market here. Up 1% for the NASDAQ in positive territory. TSX is positive. Brazil's back open already and positive. You can see Bitcoin back to the upside this morning. Crude oil futures in positive territory as well. We saw another big decline in the crude markets yesterday and gold higher on the day so far. Lots to get to this morning. Neil is off once again today. We have Arun with us filling in for Neil. Sean obviously here as well. Guys, we had a busy day yesterday. Another one setting up this morning. What do we think of Zoom already to the downside this morning?
I mean, we're already, hey, first of all, welcome, Arun. How's it going, my friend?
You know, it's nice to be back again. It's been a short layaway since I was back here, so it'll be a good day today.
Yeah, it's good to see Arun, and thank you for coming through today. I don't know if I could do another day the way yesterday was, but thank you for everyone for tuning in. And yeah, big trades happening already in Zoom, so we can explode some money here. It's not necessarily, you know, it was just $1 in the money here. Zoom coming through with some securities fraud. Brendan posted the story in the chat there. If you guys are watching on Facebook, switch over to YouTube. We have some stories flying through there as well. But here we go. This is where I took the short. Obviously, some sort of a securities fraud lawsuit going to be coming down today, and already is. So 155.25 break. I can't even believe Zoom is all the way back up here with everything that's happening. We saw the story. We figured it out. I waited for a little bit of a pullback. Got short right here. 149.80 as we're reaching back to the top side. I said I was trying to look for some more shorts. I wouldn't mind getting some up here, 152, 153. If we can get there, I think that'd be fantastic. I don't know if we're going to get it. And then we get out if it does come back up to 155.50 or so. So right now, Zoom on the radar. We do have Laura Hanschke coming from TMX Group. And then Don Kaufman later on today as well for the Twitter universe there. So it's going to be a big show. Arun, any names off the top here you're looking at?
Yeah, you know what, Zoom, I really like Zoom. I'm not so much to the downside though. I mean, like, okay, so I've got 153 as a level I'm marked off. If we break 153, I'm going to actually go to the long side. If we start to hesitate around it, I will try to pick up some shorts in front of the resistance level. So Zoom is on the radar for me as well. And another one that's really close to doing what I wanted to do is Microsoft. Sean, you pointed that out earlier.
Don't take my trade, bro.
Yeah, 175. 175 is the level. If we can take that before or even at the open, I will definitely take that long there if we take 175. So those two are on the radar. Obviously, there's a lot of big names. I'm sure Brendan's going to get to them. So for now, those two are the ones that I'm going to key off on. Brendan?
All right, guys. Yeah, we'll jump into everything that's moving around in the pre-market. Lots of individual names to get to this morning. First off, we're going to head over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
So where's the camera? Hello everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I wish you a great trading day and we'll be trying to make it even better. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe for our channel. Also share the link for our show with your friends. And guys, let's keep the live chat active. Leave comments, ask questions, and share your trades. Also, we are having a super chat feature, so you also can comment via that. I'll see you later, and back to traders.
Great stuff. We're going to jump into things here. We'll check in with our good friend Laura Hanschke over at the TMX Group. She's trying to find some sunshine this morning, which is has been missing, Laura, for the past couple of days. It's nice to see you have found a nice sunny spot this morning. First of all, good to see you. Hope you are well.
Good to see you as well. Yeah, sorry, the sun just got very bright where I am. I've kind of been blinded a little bit over here.
Obviously nice to see. I mean, we're in April. It's, I think, -2 this morning. So we'll take the sun as a bonus today.
Yes.
I think I read this morning that the normal for this time of year is 12 or 13 degrees. So it's very cold. How are things?
A couple of years ago, it was around 20 degrees. So that's, it's a little upsetting that it's -2 right now.
There you go. Yeah, lots of snow to the north as well. How are things setting up this morning over at the TMX Group? Obviously, another busy week. There's been, moves in energy markets. When last we spoke, last week we were talking about some of the energy names. How are things this morning?
Yeah, things are going great. Energy is still doing really well. The past couple of days, we've seen a lot of movement, still from the big names, Synovus. What's the other one I was looking at? Enbridge is a really big one moving as well. We're seeing a lot of that on Alpha, actually. Both those names are trading a lot.
As far as you mentioned Alpha there, I wanted to ask you about the dark markets as well. We saw the the big move down in the overall market, some increased volatility. We talked a little bit about volumes kind of going back to the lit. Has the dark volume picked up since we've seen volatility come off here a little bit as the market is recovering?
It actually has. We've seen it kind of as people are going back to normal-ish volumes. It's still, volumes are a bit higher than they were for normals last year. Dark is still doing very, very well.
As far as cannabis names are concerned, a little bit of news in the group yesterday. We saw Hexo was a big mover yesterday in Toronto. Any other individual names that have stood out over this week?
Yeah, there's the big ones like Aurora, but the one that I saw yesterday that was moving a lot was Afira, which I haven't seen that one in the top stocks in a while. So. Yeah,
always an interesting sector and interesting group when it comes to volume. Laura Hanschke, always a pleasure. We'll check in with you in a few weeks.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Take care. There you go, guys. Laura Hanschke from the TMX Group. A little bit of insight into where the volume is being done if you are a trader that looks at the Canadian landscape and some of the Canadian symbols, which we will get to coming up today at 10 o'clock. Let's talk a little bit about some earnings, guys. We'll start the morning off as far as earnings go with Morgan Stanley. I guess the last of the bigger banks to report. We had Goldman yesterday. We had JP Morgan earlier in the week. Morgan Stanley reporting quarterly results of $1.01 per share on revenue of $9.5 billion, largely missing expectations. Trading revenues, however, were higher than expected. And when I say higher, I mean higher by $700 million to the upside. So a nice look, guys, for Morgan Stanley to start the day. What do we think of this one?
Oh, wow. Morgan Stanley. Yeah, good look here. Yeah, the last of the big banks here. We talked about some Canadian banks I traded yesterday, and now we see here today Morgan Stanley running a little bit to the north side. Oh, sorry, south side right now. It's bumping up just a little bit here, up to 37.80. Let me call it up, morganstanley.ny. Again, if you see some NYs on the screen, we're talking about New York. So when you ever see that, that's what we mean. Let's pull it back out just a little bit. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to Davide and Modern Investors there for a nice little tip. Thank you so much. We'll hit a cowbell for that one, and then when I find the fireworks, I'll hit that. But yeah, Morgan Stanley. Look, I wrote down 38.50. That's where we closed yesterday. I don't think the report was overly that bad. Results 101 a share, revenue 9.5 billion. That's nice. They missed on the trading revenue, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. I'm surprised that they missed on the trading revenue. I guess there's a few traders not hanging around, but they did tick down to 37. We did like 37 as a breaking spot there, but you do see some little bit of movement here off that jobless claims number, and now the future's starting to head northbound once again. So let's call up a daily chart just real quick. This is why we're looking at 37. Tick down there April 7th, tick down there again April 9th, the very next day. It's been tops. I mean, look at this 37 area. You can draw a line here all day long if you want. Oops, that's not even 37. That's like 37.50. But the point is here, guys, 37 and change right here. That's right where we're at. There's been some resistance there to the downside. So here we go. Let's see what Morgan Stanley wants to do now. Only down 2.8%. But the one trade that we have on right now, and we can, you know what, we're not gonna, we'll floss it off just because, you know, we have this graphic, and I think it's pretty cheesy, but whatever. That's some good dance moves there. We are short right now, Zoom, 149.80. We're about to break through 148 here, so be nice to start the day with a couple dollar winner on Zoom there. Arun, any thoughts on Morgan? I know that you're not really trading too many equities, but I haven't done too well on the banks the last couple days, but I think today Morgan at that 37 level looks pretty good.
Yeah, you know, in terms of, so for me, I'm going to look at it technically, right? And at that 38.50, the level that you had marked off, I really like that as the top end level. So if I can find some resistance in front of it, if I find some selling, I'll use that as my point of entry. If it breaks, I want to see how much we can consolidate in front of that, or when we break, how much consolidation we have already, and then I'll take that as a breakout. But in terms of pure technical analysis, that's the level I'd like, and I'm glad you pointed out all the extra stuff that goes along with the longer term read on that. But yeah, 38.50 on Morgan Stanley is my point of interest for today.
All right, guys, we'll shift over to Zoom. Sean, you looked at the chart there. I just wanted to highlight this story once again. So a class action lawsuit filed on behalf of shareholders for Zoom. That was the news you can see came out at 8:37 there. That was the story that really started that move to the downside. So we'll continue to monitor things as far as Zoom is concerned on the news front. Bed Bath & Beyond, the other big earnings name today, they reported results after the close yesterday that were above expectations. EPS was 38 cents per share on revenue of $3.1 billion. Both of those figures were higher than expected. The company did warn, though, of headwinds because of the coronavirus throughout the remainder of this year. But look at this, guys. BBBY, 17% to start the morning.
Yeah, we'll hit the green market here because, yeah, they are rocking and rolling here. Bed Bath & Beyond. Look, the numbers weren't great. Brandon, you just reviewed them there. Same-store sales down, obviously. They warned of headwinds this year. What a surprise. But the thing about, I found the fireworks. Thank you, Modern Investors and Davide, for your tips there. That's fantastic. Valeria can go get herself a Mochaccino Caparina, whatever it is called. Okay, Bed Bath & Beyond here, guys. 525, we're up 17%. Look, the level that I wrote down here, very, very simple, 5 1/4. So we're right there right now. If we can bounce around 5 1/4 and break that off the pre-market, or as soon as we open up, I think it's bombs away here. You do have a bottom of 5. I don't want to short this name, and I'll tell you why, because I really, really do think that this is a short squeeze. So many people are short a lot of these retail names. We've crushed short squeezes before. I noticed one on Carnival a couple weeks ago when they came out and surprised. So here you go again to the downside with Bed Bath & Beyond. Look at this number. I mean, 15, 18, all the way down to 3, 4, and then you get this little bump up. I just think people are caught short. I think this little move up right here on the daily chart that was happened April 8th or so, big move up about $1. This is about a 25% move up here. This is a shorting spot for a lot of guys. They come in, it only goes down to $5. I still think they're going to get caught short. They come up with a big report today, and you know what? I think we test 575. $5.80, maybe even $6 today on Bed Bath & Beyond. Arun, hopefully don't tell me you like the short.
Yeah, you know, in terms of resistance, that level from yesterday, pretty much all of trading from yesterday was towards the back end from 11 a.m. onwards was between 5.15 and 5.45. That's pretty much the area I'm going to look at as resistance. And we're coming up to that now, to the top end of it now. So if we can get through all of that, we do have some space, but I'm just very curious to see how we open in this area, because it'll say a lot in terms of how much selling is still left a part of this this move from yesterday, this move. No, sorry, it wasn't yesterday, it was 2 days ago. It was on the 14th. Yeah. So that's the level I was looking at. Yeah, so 2 days ago, there's a lot of activity up here. I'm going to keep an eye on this. If there's some space, I might take a short, Sean. So we'll see how that goes.
We're going to be fighting, Arun. We're going to be fighting.
We'll see how it goes.
No, we're, you know what the thing is, guys, we're day traders here, so we'll be in and out of these trades so many times. We'll make about 200, or well, I will anyways, about 200 or so fills, and we can change our mind up really frequently. We are not retail trading here. We have direct market access, so we're right away on the level 2s, able to use different gateways and actually get paid to trade, Brendan.
Okay, guys, let's go over to vaccine world or coronavirus related world. First off, a lot of people are asking about that SNGX in the chat there. We'll get to that next. I want to talk about this Edison Nation, another big pre-market mover. It was up 150% at one point. The company announced it has received more than $10 million in orders for PPT equipment, the personal protection equipment for medical workers in 1 week. So they launched a line of their own equipment just a week ago and have already received $10 million in orders for it. So yeah, 158% now for this EDNT, guys. This is actually not a small cap company. This company, it's worth noting, has a $10 billion market cap. So EDNT here, $4 even might be a decent one.
Yeah, they had 10 billion market cap right now, and it was a lot larger before because they've been getting crushed as well. If you look here at a daily chart, I mean, we're all the way back up here now, but we've been to 260, so on and so forth as we go, and now we hit up to 430. If we zoom this back out, also, we are in sort of uncharted territory. You have to go back all the way to last summer before we get to this level 4 or 5. But look at this. Interestingly enough, and again, I don't know, because this is a completely new ball game for them. I mean, we're talking about protective gear and whatnot. This was this bottom right back here. I just wanted to show this to you guys. This was 450 back last year, February 2019, January, February, March. You had this 450 bottom here before that was broken, and all the way down to a buck 20 before the ultimate bottom. But you're going to see now that we zoom back out here and look at today, this is kind of 450 again right here. We've kind of resisted that spot a couple times. So I'm thinking, look, Edison, if you want to break through 450, it might be all aboard here. Or obviously looking to the downside. I know Neil will be looking at some of this. It's very hard for me to trade some of these big caps and small caps at the same time. But $4.20 to the downside looks mighty juicy on Edison. And then you can use always that 450 as you're out. So wow, there goes Zoom right now, guys. Zoom, $2 now in the money. We're breaking now down below, so we're going to hit a slap shot here. We are still short right now, 150, so we're going to wait to see here. 147.50, a quick $2 winner with still 13 minutes to go. Arun, that Edison, is that something you're going to be looking at?
Yeah, you know, the Edison, I have it up. I had $4 marked off, and then I took a look at the daily chart, and between $4 and $5.50, there's a ton of action going back to last year. So you know what, unless we take out today's highs, which is right now sitting at about 555, unless we take that, I don't want to get involved on the buy side. If we break down, I'll take a look at the short side. I think we're more likely to go down than we are up. But hey, right now, it's going to be a lot of choppy action between the two levels. So you know what, for now, I'm just going to stay out unless we break down or we break up. Right now, these prices aren't that appealing to me.
Worth noting on that one, guys, that EDNT, we actually don't have borrows available even on the pay side. So sadly, we will not be able to short that EDNT today. But worth noting, yeah, that 450 level to the upside might be a good one. Sologenics, the next one, that SNGX here, 50% still to the upside here. We're holding above this 210 level. A bit of a wall, in fact, around this 210 area for SNGX. They signed an exclusive licensing agreement for their version of a COVID-19 vaccine. Is that a dark print? Looks like a dark print maybe coming in here.
This on our system anyway.
Yeah, big pop it looked like there on our system anyways. But yeah, SNGX, guys, what do we think here?
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, I don't know what's going on here right now. The level 2 looks fine, like 210, 211. We probably have some quote issues here. So if you can get on our chat here, maybe Neil, I know you're on our internal chat. If you can ask the team here what's going on with SNGX. I'm not even sure where the real price is on this stock, but we're bouncing around. The level 2 shows at 211, 210, and I'm seeing some 280s, 290 prints. I know they're dark pool prints, but just wondering why we're not reflected over there. So maybe this is right. Look, if we can get back up to where all these dark prints are, then giddy up. the level that I was looking at was a 250 break. That seems to be the high of the day besides all these prints happening right now. We will find out about that, but $2.50, I like it. Look, we've been hitting Son, Atos. I see some INO talk in here. I see a lot of these small cap names, and yeah, they're rocking and rolling today once again. If you're looking at this stuff, 4.5 million shares already on the day. That's quite large for these stocks. And again, if we pull back a daily chart, it's more of the same. Every single stock I'm going to show you guys is going to be like this. You make a nice little solid bottom. The thing with SNGX, we'll have to find out. There must have been some sort of talk similar to what there is today because it faded all the way back down. So we've made this move before, guys. We based down here at $152. Then once we broke that, we went right to the upside and halted around, not halted, but stopped the move around here, 320, 340. So ultimately, if it's really, really good news and the company is going to be legit here, then you do get this 360 top. I think that's a little safer to look at for me.
Yeah, for me though, you know what, SNGX is not that appealing given the type of movement we're getting on it. It seems to be going sideways. I want to see some activity after the open. Right now, there's not a whole lot going on in terms of technical analysis I can do on this stock. I mean, you could say maybe 225 to 230 is a level, but then you can actually drive that level all the way up, pretty much up to the level Sean was talking about, which is about 260-ish. And until I see what happens after the open, I don't want to touch the stock for now.
All right, guys, another earnings name here. Abbott Labs, we mentioned it end of the show yesterday. It was one of the bigger names reporting earnings. They actually beat per share and revenue. It was both better than expected. Nice look for ABT as a result. However, they did withdraw their full year guidance going forward for this year because of the coronavirus. Still, though, nice little pop here just recently, I guess, back above 92, which was a decent level from earlier in the pre-market, guys.
I'd say so here. Nice little pop here. And the thing is, sometimes trading is just so easy, and I miss it because I don't know why we didn't hit this one. This is when Trump came out and stated, well, not Trump, I mean, obviously the U.S. is buying these test kits, but it was kind of an easy long here. We now break above, I don't know if this is all-time highs, but it's pretty close, if not there. You know, we're well above this on this earnings report. Right now, big little bump there. This is the level that I was looking at. Look, we touched 92 here all the way back in January before obviously all the chaos started to happen with the virus. But now we're back at 92. I love the 92 long. It looks like we're already broken through there. So now we got this top here, 93.32. Let's pull it back to see what we're doing right now. We're bumping up to 92.50. So I love the long here. You use this 92 as your base to get out if there's any issues coming through. I did want to check out though the imbalance locator. Today it's kind of a ho-hum day on this market on open locator here. For those of you that are not familiar, these are all, I only look at New York stocks. I tend to see that, you know, makes the biggest difference over there. We have some weed names here, ACB. I see some of you guys looking at Afria as well. ACB here on the buy. NIO's here, which is of course NEO. Hertz. There's Abbott. So this is what we want to talk about. Abbott Labs right now with a 200,000 share buy in balance. So that means that there's 200,000 shares coming to the market here on a buy order for the open. So that's probably a part of this spike anyways. Let's take the long if we break above 93. That's the call, and we're going to see what happens, Arun.
Yeah, for me though, this was a stock that I was actually paying attention to, and I actually liked that 92 breakout, missed it, so I put the order in, got the fill on the way back down. So I am long 92.20 on Abbott, and I'm risking down to 91.50. That's my exit. So I'm risking about 70 cents. The upside, I'm seeing some minor resistance around 93.10, 93.20. So I'm going to get out in front of that. I have an offer out to at 93.10. So I'll be making 90 cents on risking 70. So it's almost just a little bit better than a 1-to-1. On this stock, this kind of breakout, I'll take that. So that's good enough for me.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's have a look at some of the semiconductors here. They were showing some strength in the pre-market. Taiwan Semiconductor reported earnings, their primary listing in Taiwan. So they report in their local currency, but they reported earnings that were much better than expected. They make chips and processors for Apple. So TSM in New York, if you want to have a look at Taiwan Semiconductor, up 4% here in the pre-market. But worth noting, AMD, NVIDIA, I think Intel as well. I didn't get to Intel as far as the chart, but all to the upside this morning, guys.
Yeah, no, Taiwan Semi, look, they're in the right space. It's the right name. You hit it on the head there with Apple. A lot of talk happening there for them as well. So, yeah, we do like this. To the north side, obviously, Taiwan Semi right now breaking back above that 52.20 spot. It's a good little look. It made a base down here, 51.30. Look, we know, guys, there's only 5 minutes till open. We don't want to take too many positions here heading into the open. I'm already short this Zoom, which came all the way back to flat now, so we're going to wait on that one. But Taiwan Semi, a big name, making big moves. You can see 5% here, which is nice considering what the market's only up 0.5%. A quick little look at the daily chart on Taiwan Semi. Makes a beautiful bottom down here, and now it's off to the races. Still tons of room to go. Look at this little bunch up right here, guys. 53 and change is where we bunch up. So if we can break through that 53 level, I think you get a move to at least 54, maybe 54.50 on that one. But I'm not overly interested in that. I do like Softy a lot better. Why don't we call up Microsoft quickly here so I can get to that just to show you guys. Arun touched on it before. I love this 75 break. I apologize for all these wicks down here. It just makes the chart look silly. But if I pull this back a little bit, 175. We bounced off there at 8:30. We bounced off there again. Now we're fading back down. Futures, you know, Microsoft, we noticed yesterday, relatively strong. If you pull back a daily chart, this is another thing. Okay, it's going to take a minute to load, so it's not going to be working out too much. But 175 right here has been a nice little spot for Microsoft. I apologize, I don't know what's happening with that daily chart. But Microsoft through 175 is my hammer time, guys.
It's not public.
Yeah, for me, Taiwan Semiconductor, you know what, 52 is a level that I was watching earlier, and then it just starts to go back and forth. And when I took a look at the daily, it looks like we got resistance all the way up to 54. So it's almost $2 up,
right,
but there's a ton of resistance. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, you know what, just wait. I got 51.60 marked off as my support level. We'll just see what happens around there. If we break it, I might take a trade, I might not. We'll see how this plays out after the open.
I like it.
All right, guys, we'll go back to small cap world here. A lot of people are talking about this INO and OVO Pharma, another one that's gapping higher this morning. They secured new funding for their work as far as the vaccine goes towards COVID-19. So gapping up here, only 7.5%. This is one of those stocks that can run hundreds of percent. So a little bit weaker than the rest of the group right now. Just watching 775 here was a little bit of resistance, did pop above it, failed. So already working into the short. Going to try the short, see if we can get back down to where we were yesterday, 720, 715 on INO. But lots of small caps to choose from this morning, guys.
Yeah, okay, good little look there. Welcome everybody, thanks for joining us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and you know, join us forever, hopefully, as we love doing this show, and we're looking at a bunch of different names for you. Thanks for everybody in the chat there. Thanks to Kevin. Yeah, we're looking at Abbott Labs. Everybody knows that one as well. Square to the downside catches a downgrade today. That was another name we didn't wind up getting to, but oh crap, it's already broken through 59. I love this 59 level here. Bouncy a little bit off 59. Square to the downside, 4.3%. We love trading this name. I just wanted, you know, I liked 59 to the downside. Obviously, that's broken up now, so we'll see if we can average a little bit into some square. Whoa, hello, lights. Yeah, you might want to take that down. Thanks, guys. Yeah, 58 and change coming down on square. The only position I have on right now is this Zoom. We come all the way back to 150. That would have been a fantastic spot to average in, but we didn't. I told you I was waiting up here for an average, so we'll wait to see now Zoom. Hopefully, we can take out this bottom here of 146. This is where we're short right now. We're going to see if this is the home run play that we've all been waiting for here, guys, on Zoom.
Yeah, you know what, for me though, I've got that Abbott still. It's kind of just sitting around doing a whole lot of nothing. And another thing I want to touch off on before we get going is the futures here. I'm taking a look at the ES futures right now. I got the high of 2807 or 2806 and change as the top end, and the first level I've marked off on the support side is 57, just under 50, well, just under 60. So I'm looking at 57.50 as the level, and 45 as the low. So there's only 3 levels to work with. There's a ton of space. You got that jobs report that kind of just came in and changed a whole lot of things. So we'll see what happens in front of these levels. Let some volume build up, and maybe we can catch a trade off that.
Yep, exactly. So there goes Bed Bath & Beyond right now. We are long. I mean, not there goes it. We are long now. So we're long at 525. I hate getting in when we're this close to the open, but it's okay. We're going to wait to see what does happen now. I still have this 535 in my sights as well. So right now, long right now, Bed Bath & Beyond 525. 526. Decent position for me. So we'll wait to see what this happens. I'm going to put an order right before this 535, see if we can't capture about 8 or 9 pennies off the open quickly, and then bust this long again at 535 and see if we can't get a nice little winner on Bed Bath & Beyond with only 30 seconds to go. Microsoft as well, a very interesting spot. Randy, my man, is on the bell today, so he'll be kicking that off for us as we get ready to go with only 30 seconds to go. So Bed Bath & Beyond, I'm in that already. We're going to use a bottom here of 5-ish, so we're going to see if that can hold. Other than that, we're going to go hella long a lot of these names, guys. Yeah, the European, where is my count? I don't even know where my countdown is. Neil always hits the countdown. There it is, I see it. Okay, guys, so with only 15 seconds left, we'll hit the countdown very soon. Let's just hit it right now. So we got counting down 10 seconds. Let's show Randy on the big screen now. Here we go, Randy. How's it going, my friend? Thank you for all the work you're doing. Hopefully we get our software working properly today. And 2, 1, hit that bell. We are now open, Randy. Let's get going now. Bed Bath & Beyond making that move to the upside here. We are long 525. Let's just see what happens off this open. Also zoom back to our flat spot. Let's just see what can happen now. SGX, Square, everything moving around now, guys.
Yeah, you know, I'm waiting on this Abbott here. This thing's up about 35 cents so far. It's just jumping around with the spread at about 20 cents right now. So it's moving around. They're just trying to decide what to do. So I'm just going to wait on this one. I still got that offer at 93.0310, actually, exactly. That's my price. Another one I've got my eye on, Netflix. Netflix is sitting around that even level. Yeah, so Netflix is, well, it was around 37 when I originally looked at it. Just looked down. I'm about to get my fill on Abbott, which is 90 cents. There, yep, got my fill. There you go.
So Abbott right now, both Arun and I, good job, Arun. You're long from before.
Yeah.
I just trigger long now. So we're going to have a little bit of problems here. Through 92, I'm long 93 here. Let's just see what happens. Like I said, just a couple hundred shares here. We're not going to max out right away. We're going to wait to see what happens. Would love to average down in 92-ish. Arun, where's your out if this does fail for us? Are we talking 91.50 down here?
Yeah, you know, so I got the 92.20 as the first entry. I got 93.09 as my first exit. So now what I'm looking on Abbott here, I'm actually looking to see what happens between here and 93.50. Now it's approaching 93.50 really quickly.
Yeah.
Now if we go through, I'm just going to let the momentum carry this trade, and I'll move my trailing stop to 92.50. So the first part of my trade is now protected, fully protected. I am making money on this trade even if this thing comes back. So I'm going to move on to a different stock and see if I can grab Netflix. Like I was talking about, Netflix, it is near that even level. We started off very strong. It's gone. You know what? When I was talking about this stock, it's at 437. I switched charts. It's at 439, $2.50. That's how aggressive it's going. It is approaching that 440 level, though. So 440 could be a good break for all those guys who like those big round numbers. No, it's gone. 442. As I'm talking, this thing is moving.
Netflix is insane. Netflix is at all-time highs. We talked about that. Abbott Labs fading back down just a little bit here. So is Zoom. Zoom is heading the opposite way right now. We're short Zoom right now. I think this is not a horrible spot to average in. We're looking at that 153 level, as you do know. Brendan, what you got for us?
Another crazy mover here. THMO on the NASDAQ, 75% to the upside. Blew the top off from the pre-market. We're coming back in a little bit. They had FDA approval for a antibody test. We've been hearing a lot about antibody testing when it comes to COVID-19, guys.
Guys, we're huge everywhere. There goes Bed Bath & Beyond. So run that one to the top side. Boom, we take that long. Out 525, out again, in, out in the 20s. Let's go. Another trade we have now. Abbott Labs, kaboom. We talked about that one. And oh yeah, Mr. Softy, how you doing, buddy? We're long right now, 175.09. Goes all the way into the 20s. Let's see if these futures can keep going. We've got Abbott, Bed Bath & Beyond, Microsoft, Zoom to the short side. Everything right now looking pretty good. I would love this market to continue the rally, though. We need this Microsoft to go. Our Bed Bath just failed, though, all the way back down. Not a bad spot to average in. We did get that short squeeze we were talking about off the open, long 525 out here in the 40s, but we are back long a little bit, 535 right now on Bed Bath & Beyond. So we're playing off that 5 bottom. I'm going to hold this one. I do think it gets squeezed higher.
Yeah, that Microsoft trade, I got 175.04. We were talking about this trade. Both me and Sean were talking about trade. We both like it. So as Abbott is doing its thing, yeah, Microsoft, I got 175.04. We're up about, what, 5 cents? It's sticking around. It's taking its time. It's okay. The longer it takes, the better the move, hopefully. We got Microsoft breaking out. We got Zoom. He's got Zoom. We still got Abbott. Both of us still have portions of Abbott. Now I'm looking at the futures. Futures are starting to press a little bit to the high side. I want to see how much support we can get here. If we do, we have a real chance of taking that top off, but there is a little bit of resistance as we cross that 27.95 through the 2800. So as we approach the 28 even level, Microsoft is now up 25 cents.
Yeah, let's go.
So we're getting a good run off the open here,
Let's
guys.
go, Softy.
Yeah,
good job, Arun. Yeah, let's go, Softy. Here we go. Let's go. Run this time. Here we go, guys. Softy to the moon here. Abbott Labs. Look at this. We've gotten out in the 50s. We did get a little resistance there. Arun and I talking about that 93.50 level. If it breaks there, see ya. Let's go to 95. We've got lots of shares on here. Let's go. Zoom back down to the money right now as well. That's a quick dollar. We're in the money $1 on Zoom. Microsoft fading back out. We got out of half of those already in the 40s. That's a big trade. And here goes Abbott. Let's go, Abbott. This is a big trade for both of us. We're both long. I'm long 93. Arun's got even better than us. Let's see if we can't get this to go here. The day's quite large right now. We are waiting for Bed Bath & Beyond. Not a bad averaging in spot here. 515, 513. I think we'll take a few more shares down here and see what happens. I don't want to make all my great, all of our best trades go bunk because of one. So we're going to wait to see here. I'm trying to get a better average price on Bed Bath & Beyond, but it looks like they don't like this 15% and they're taking their profits here today, guys. Microsoft fading back down below 175. Now we may have to hold this one. Wow, you see these futures, Arun? What a big move down here. This is quick.
Yeah, it's really aggressive. That was roughly the area where we were going to start to catch some action on the sell side. I was hoping that we would have enough momentum to carry through. We do not. So that sell side area up to the highs, that is huge. That Microsoft is now falling apart. I've got 74.60 as my level as we're coming up to it. I will be getting out of this soon. We're going to move on from that trade. We're going to let Abbott's coming off too. So Abbott's about to hit my trailing stop. I said 92.50 roughly, right? Right. So we are failing around that 93.50 area. 93.535 was the high on the print. We were reaching that 95 area, and you know what? It's not going to go through. So we are going to be getting out of that very quickly. Microsoft completely failed, so I'm going to take my hit on that one.
What's going on with these futures here? Let us know, Brendan, if there's anything, because it's not a huge move, but it is a move down, and a little puzzling to me here. Okay, our Microsoft, we're still waiting to get a long here, 174.10 or so. See if we can't protect some of this 174 area. I'm still long. We're still long 175. We talked about that one. You can't just give these up so easily. I don't know what's happening here with the market. It is fading back down just a little bit. Our Zoom, though, hello! Ring the register for that one as Zoom gets flushed, not us. We are now short. Well, we're still short this same spot, 149.80. This is a nice little $2 winner here on Zoom, but we have more to worry about as Softy continues its little move here. I'm going to try to get some more shares long. There we go. We just mark it in right now, 174.25. Averaging into this position, Arun, I think is one of the only ways to go. Not sure. Let's see if these futures can bounce back up here, but Abbott Labs failing as well for us, all the way back down to 92. We're right at that view up. I average in a little bit as well. So what started as a nice little long day here has fallen apart just a little bit for us. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, Abbott, trailing stop got hit. The exit is in. So right now, another one, Zoom. Zoom as it nears its lows. We got to protect Zoom on the short side. So you know what? If it breaks that 146.50, I will take the sell. Trailing stop will be 149. I haven't gotten in yet. So we'll see how that goes. 153 still my level to the top end. If we get up there, I was looking for some resistance. We never really got there. So I'm going to wait on that one. In the meantime, we got Brendan with some information.
Yeah, just looking at some relative weakness here, guys. Boeing just got flushed at the open there, down 4%. Got all the way down to almost 139 there. On Boeing, they announced they're going to cut about 10% of their workforce right across the board. So overall, tech stocks are higher and kind of leading the market, or were leading the market to the upside. But Boeing, definitely a weak one, guys.
Okay, right now, guys, welcome to the show. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Hope you're enjoying it right now. But I'm stuck long. I'm long everything right now. I'm long Abbott Labs, 92.80. It's not a good one. We're waiting for 91.50. If 91.50 breaks right here, then yeah, we'll be crying a river for that one for sure. Our Microsoft right now, again, we're taking some more shares here. So we've already cashed out off the open, 175.40. We're really happy with some of those prints. But then we come right back to the downside. I mean, we can't absorb this kind of a blow here. The The futures all the way down 20 handles, basically in a straight line. This is like catching a falling knife here. So you got to watch your trades. And that's what Arun and I are always talking about here. You got to have ins and outs, man. So I'm going to wait for once. I mean, here goes Microsoft, just breaks through. Microsoft relatively weak today compared to the market. That's a nice fall here. So we're going to have to wait to see if Microsoft breaks that 173.50. We'll be in trouble. But Abbott Labs also now right near that 91.50. It looks like your triggered out was a good one there, Arun. I'll probably have to get out here at this ultimate low, which is kind of a pain. But here we go. Like you said, or like we say, you got to have outs here in this market. And if you don't, then yeah, you're going to get crushed. So
yeah,
91.50 is mine on Abbott.
Yeah, you know, this market right now, the range is so wide with resistance up over the top and support all the way down to, like I said, just under 60. There's a ton of action, a lot of sideways action. A lot of these stocks are just going to pick up some momentum, go in one direction, then change right back around. I've got Tesla here. I jumped into Tesla just under 710. It bounced on me. I've got my stop on Tesla just over 716. It is a big stop, yes, but the potential for this trade is huge. So you know what? I'm willing to take the shot on that. It is moving aggressively. It looks like they may have caught some support around the 710, but I will stick to my stop. We'll see how this plays out. The last thing you want to do is kind of cut your trade short when you haven't really given it a chance to work out. You know your levels. You know where they should be in, where they should be out. So we'll just let this play out. I want to see how much more action we can get. I'm not expecting a whole lot from the futures because, you know what, like I said, it's got the potential to bounce around. So we'll just wait this one out, right? And BA was great, just under 140. Brendan called it. So you know what, that's our fault for not stepping into that. So what else does Brendan have? Let's see.
Yeah, let's
just going over to Rite Aid here, guys. Rite Aid reported down 16%, coming back to 12 here. Was a little bit of support just before the open there on RAD. 12 even. Watch that one coming back to the downside, guys.
Yeah, I don't mind that 1287 break on Rite Aid. Good call there. RAD, it's a New York stock, obviously. Big name. This stock has moved a lot in the last couple months, to say the least. Here's the Rite Aid daily chart coming through right now. Look at this stock down $3, $4, $5. It was basically left for dead down here, 41 cents. Reverse split up here. Now you're seeing Rite Aid to the top. So let's wait to see on that one. Okay, guys, there it goes. Unfortunately, Abbott Labs there. Just right now, we fall in a hole. So we start crying a little bit on that one. Baby crying. That was our trade there, Abbott Labs. We screwed that one up. Kevin, I hope you're not too hurt there, but I'm pretty hurt. We'll wait to see what does happen. The other stock, though, that we have right now that's running back upside, we didn't average anything in. It looks like that 173.50 might have been a good spot there for our out, so it resists that. Now we're popping to the top side here with Microsoft. Thank God that came back. We also do have some Bed Bath & Beyond. Let's just keep reviewing the trades that we do have on right now. Bed Bath & Beyond, $5 we averaged in. I talked about averaging in on this one, guys. So boom, we take 13s, we take 11s. Now we're back to 25. So we're back into the money on this stock. I keep saying Best Buy. Bed Bath & Beyond now. A nice little look here. Let's see if we can't break through. Look, some size here at 525 is starting to stack up. I would love to see this guy get taken out here at 525, and then we'll see. It's bounced off him a couple times. If we can break that, I think it's a mooner again up to 540 if we can break back through this 525, but we are going to have to wait for that one to come through, guys.
Yeah, you know, Abbott Labs, Sean, you're kind of giving up on it. I'm actually going short. I like that level. I like that 91.50. That was a level I had initially put on my trade when I had gone long. The fact that they took it, that opens up the short for me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go short. I already got the short. I got 91.54 on the short. It's up 10 cents right now. I've got the stop at 92.50. First target is at just under 90.50. So I'm looking for a one-to-one trade. Given the kind of action that we've had right at the levels that we've moved to, you know what? Hey, it's worth a shot. At 1-to-1, it is definitely worth a shot with the kind of momentum we're getting on this. It's already up 25 cents for me, so that's working out. Codex, CODX, it is breaking that 1060 level that I had marked off. We never had got around to talking about it. But you know what? I like CODX. I'm going to go long if I can actually switch over to my screen here. CODX here. I'll pull up the chart for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. This level here, that 1060, that's an area that I had marked off for myself. We never got around to talk about it. So I'm going to take a long here at 1064 because that is the given price at the moment. That is the best price. My stop on this trade is going to be 1030. So I'm risking about 34 cents. I want to see how much we can get on this. I'm just going to let it go. There is no target for this until I start to see some action. So it is backing off a little bit here because of the spread, not because of the actual movement, but the spread is about 5 cents right now. So we'll just wait for this one to play out. And in the meantime, hey, you know what? Wait for some more trades to develop. Zoom is still bouncing around that 146.50 low and that 153 level that I had marked off. So why not just wait for that one to see what it wants to do? BA is still going. Abbott Labs is now what, 20 cents, 25 cents in the money? So we're just kind of waiting around for stocks to move. And you know what I'm also seeing, Sean? There's a lot of movement in the airlines. I saw AAL as a high active, and I don't know what's going on. We'll check with Brendan and see what he's got.
Yeah, guys, we were talking about that Boeing news, obviously negative, but the entire group kind of moving around now. I want to mention this one as well. A little bioscience company, RCUS, just halted for the second time this morning. Halted on the way down and then halted on the way back up. Rumors floating around that Gilead might be interested in taking a stake in RCUS, so up about 62%, guys.
Okay, good note there. And Arun, my man, I'm just going to hit a home run, even though it's me hitting it. That's Arun. Great analysis there, buddy. Love it. Neil, you're in trouble, bud. Okay, 453. We now go long AMD, guys. This was a name here that we liked off the top. It's up 2.5%. We're going long. We are long now. AMD long. 56.36 right now. Let's see if we can get going. Microsoft back from the dead, though, so that's going up nicely for us as well. AMD, I'm looking to take out the tops here. Let's see if we can't get to 56.50. Again, good little look here. It's in the right space. We saw what Taiwan Semi can do. AMD known as one of the better chip names here, so we'll take this one long and see. Look, I just hope we can absorb this little move down here in the S&P. I'm hella long, guys. Long softy. You know what? Let's do an update here just to show my positions real quick. We'll put them up. Holy crap, it's a lot of them for this time of day. I'll go to camera 2 here, guys, if you can. Here we go. Abbott Labs, that's a small long. That's nothing. That's 10 shares. I'm holding that to see what it's going to do. AMD long, 56.37 right now. That is, wow, 8 pennies in the money. Let's go. Microsoft is my biggest position right here. Best Buy, Bed Bath & Beyond. Zoom to the short side. Turn around, Sean, and get out of some of these trades as the market is now moving for us. Nicely happening into the money here. There goes AMD, guys. Booyah, all the way up to 48. Let's take out some of that, and we do. Ring the registers quickly there. You know, you take a couple thousand shares, whatever you want, at 56. When it goes in the money 10 cents this fast, you take that off, guys. Look at Abbott Labs. We punched 92 long. Arun, sorry about your short there. I went long on this one. We are long again. Abbott Labs making it all back. Boom, the bulls are back in. Why did it flush us the first time, Arun? This is why the trading is so frustrating. It flushes us out. We change our minds. I stick to the long, gun it down here at 92. Let's go softy. Look at these longs we picked up down here on softy. See if this can't keep going. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
Another one moving to the upside, guys. NIO here, NIO, a nice 5.6% day. Just broke the high from the pre-market there at 330 on decent volume. No significant news when it comes to NIO, but moving higher as well, guys.
Yeah, AMD. Kaboom! So that's a confetti play right here. Look at this call, guys. We just wait for it to break the high of the day. Go AMD, let's go. Disco balls happening everywhere now. I'm happy. I've just made a lot of money back here because we were hella in trouble down here. But we did wait for this. Look at this call. I gave you guys this 173.50 level on Microsoft. It absorbed that. I just wish we would have gone longer. I was stuck too long down here. But now we are long. Microsoft 174.67. So we're almost back into money on this one. Big time trade. We're $1 in the money on Abbott Labs as well. Let's see if we can't take out some 93.50s. How are your positions going right now, Arun?
Yeah, you know, I took that hit on Abbott, ABT. It looked negative to me.
Yeah,
I took my short. It was a 1-to-1 trade. I'm okay with that loss. It's a technical failure, and that's perfectly fine. I will stay away from it now because it just seems to be going back and forth. This passing levels left and right to me doesn't make any sense in terms of movement. Yeah. So I'm going to move on to a different stock. Like I said with Tesla, Tesla is the stock that I want to move on to. Is 728 is the top end of that stock, and it is just bouncing around. I got short at 710, it got shook. And now we're coming up, we went up to 724 just in front of that level, and now we're backing off. So that tells me 706.50, which is a low, and 728, which is roughly the top end of this. That's the areas I'm going to look at technically for that. Zoom is still in that tight range between 153 and 146.50. Microsoft, Sean's got some balls holding on onto Microsoft, so we'll see how that one plays out. I'm going to stay away from it. I got taken out of my trade risking, 40 cents, 50 cents? I took my hit on that. I walked away. Codex, CODX, that's still flat, so we're going to wait for that one to work out. Everything else, to me, it just seems to be in line with the market, which is just going a lot of back and forth action. So in terms of directional movement at the moment, I don't know if I can catch anything to the short side right now as we move the futures down.
Oh, look at Rune, good call on that. The futures, man. Wow.
Yeah. So
crash. Is there any key levels we need to look at? Are we just looking at this 75, this bottom here, 74-ish? We did cash out to some of our Microsoft there. FYI, you can see my trades flying through there. Abbott Labs $1.30 in the money. What are we looking at on the downside? Can we break that 2700? 2750. Sorry.
Oh wow, 2700. That was going to be a big move.
Yeah. Let's not break 2700. 2750 right now. I don't know if that's a key level from before. You can see down here 2750. That's all the way down here. I don't know if that's going to be in target today. It seems like it's a long ways away, but we know that you guys, we can move easily 20 handles, right? We're just waiting for some news to drop, and then you're going to get that one. So the S&P 500 2750. Are we looking at anything, Arun? How key is this? 2775.
Yeah, 775. It's coming to the bottom end. I think we got some space to the sell side before we catch some action. So I'm thinking between 70 and 50, just under 60. So about 10 point range underneath 2770. I think that's where we're going to find some action if we're going to find some action. So if we get there and I start to see some buying, you know what? I'm going to step into the buy side, try to play long off the support end. To the upside, again, that 2795 up to the highs, which is just over 2805. It's a 10 plus point range. So you know what? At this point, the mentality has to shift a little bit. So you know what? We're going to try to play in front of support and in front of resistance. And if we get a breakout, we get a breakout. But it does have to be more of a range-bound expectation. Right now, at the moment, same thing. Zoom is moving to its highs right now. So you know what I want to do? Maybe we catch some shorts on Zoom. We'll see how this plays out. So I don't know. There's a whole lot of range activity. The only thing that's really been breaking out in one way and then failing is Abbott. Abbott just broke out to the top,
yeah, we
broke
got
down,
nice
got me out,
winner
and now you know Sean's position's doing quite well right now as Abbott approaches 94. So there's a ton of activity in terms of movement, but there's also a ton of activity in terms of range-bound trading across the board. So it's a matter of figuring out what stocks are lining up with the futures moves, and then we can play with that. So as I say this, Abbott is now coming up to 53. So here's the thought process on Abbott, or not, sorry, Abbott, Zoom. As Zoom approaches 53 and the futures are getting near their support level, that 153 breakout looks real good because odds are that you're going to get some support off the futures to support the sustained breakout in Zoom, right? So why not take that 53 breakout, look for some help from the futures to propel that breakout, and we can just go from there, right? So I'm just sitting on Codex and waiting for that breakout to happen. In the meantime, I know Brendan's got some stuff, information for us.
Interesting level on Peloton coming up here, guys. 36 up here was the high from yesterday. We stalled out a couple of times right at 36 for Peloton. So just approaching 36. Nice strong day, though, for PTON as well, guys.
Oh, man, we got to look at Peloton for sure. Good look there, Brendan. We love that one. We love that name. Oh, okay, Softy down here to 174 again. Rune said I got some balls. Yeah, but it didn't get going enough. We got to put some bigger ones on the table soon. 173.50. We'll average more into that one as it's coming down here. I don't like these futures. I cannot believe how much this is just dropping down here today. The S&P making that big move down. I mean, it's not that I can believe it. We did get as high as almost 2,800. That should have been a little area there to note that we were going to fade off of 2,800, and that's sort of what's happening. So we'll have to get into some more of these shares soon. Just to give you guys a quick update, I punched longer here, Bed Bath & Beyond. You know, this right now, it's still a profitable trade for me, but this position obviously is not. We're stuck at $5.18 right now after all of these averages including this top one here. It looks like it's going to break through 5. We'll have to get out when that does happen. I'm way too invested right now in this name to see what's going to happen with Bed Bath & Beyond. So we're hoping that we can get back to VWAP here. That's my price I'm stuck at. A good analysis there on Zoom. I did take this 53 short as well. I know that was your break point there. I had an order parked there from the pre-market. It looks like this fraud thing is a fraud. It doesn't look like there's going to be anything happening on that side. We're using 155 as a break. So great call by you, Arun, taking that. Right now, my average price is 150. So we're going to wait to see. We're averaged in right here. Maybe Zoom does fall, but it's funny. funny, the market drops, Zoom goes up here. So watch that. Great point by Arun, checking out the inverted, the correlations between some of these stocks and what they're doing with the futures. So looks like Zoom is inverted to the futures move. So good look there. We're short that. Short everything is good. Right now we're long Softy. We're long this Bed Bath. That might break. We're long AMD, but we're almost out. I mean, AMD was such a huge cash right there. I didn't even notice it dropped down to 56. Let's see if AMD can't get going even more now. Would love to have averaged in on this one. We're going to park some orders down here as well in case that drop does happen once again. But our Abbott Labs right now, what a banger. We take the long, we get out there. That was a horrible out. But then we get back long and now enjoy this ride back to the top side. Let's go futures. I need you guys to bounce.
Yeah, Zoom. Man, that 153 breakout was real good, but it was real quick. So you know what? I missed the breakout because of how aggressive it was. So I was not willing to pay too far into it. So I've got an order parked at 153.04. This is more of a longer term trade for me. So I'll sit on this and wait for this thing to play out, and hopefully the futures can support this move. Meantime, Brendan, what do you got for us?
Related to the vaccine world, the COVID outbreak here, IBIO on the NYSE ARC exchange up about 7%, right at, guys, $1. All kinds of size on the offer here. It's broken at once already, but huge volume spike. There we go. We're above it again. IBIO, huge buyer stepping up right now, guys.
Okay, IBIO. Yeah, we will look at that in a minute. Right now, it looks like I'm going to be falling on my face here as well, once again with Softy. It's back down at this kill spot once again. I thought I went long there. I guess I did not. 173.70 down here is where we're waiting for that. Maybe it's too perfect if I get that fill. I don't know. But 173.50 is our kill spot right now on Microsoft, and the futures looking to try to make a move back up here. So why don't we take a few more shares long, which we'll do right there now, and wait to see if we get those 70s. But we're trying to average into this one now. Just punched that long through 80, so let's see if it can get going now. Here we go. Wow, nice little long there at 80. We'll see if it can't keep going. Now back through 174, so a decent little average in there. We're still checking on Zoom. My Bed Bath doesn't really want to do anything here. A lot of shares, 10 plus million shares. Let's go if we can get this going through 503. I tend to see if you yell at the stock, sometimes it will work, but yeah, don't try that at home. Your kids or wife that's listening may think you've gone crazy, but we're yelling at the screen right now. Let's see if we can't get some movement up to the upside here with some of these names. Would love for this thing to crack through VWAP. That's our price. That's where we're long. A decent amount of shares. So this is kind of a make or break spot for Bed Bath & Beyond for me. If it comes back down to 5, that'll be a day breaker, or it'll be a day maker. And we're hopefully that. So right now, rolling the dice right now on Bed Bath & Beyond and on Microsoft, as Microsoft is right near that kill spot. We just took some more long here. It's right now. It's right here, Arun.
Yeah, Peloton was near that 36. I was looking at that. Zoom, I got my 153.04. It's up 60 cents just off the bounce. The stop on this, that's the more important thing that we got to talk about. The stop on this is 151. Given how long I was willing to wait for it, it's because it's a technical build. So I will wait for this, look for 155 as my first target, 1-to-1. Again, 1-to-1 risk. While I'm waiting for that, we're going to go to Brendan, see what he's got. We'll come back. We'll talk more about this.
Yet another virus-related name, guys. ATOS still up 53% here. You can see yesterday, this thing barely traded all the way down here at 150. We're at just broke 250, in fact, on decent volume back to the downside. Wish I saw this one earlier. Gave you a great opportunity up there at 320 to be short this. But ATOS, another vaccine stock, guys.
Great. Welcome to the 600 Club, everybody. We now have 600 viewers here. Hit that like, hit the subscribe. Join us every single day. We're doing this show for free. Thank you to Davide and Modern Investors before. We'll dance that gorilla for those tips there in the super chat. So thank you so much for that. 173. Look, we averaged into Microsoft down here. It's a weak tape. We know that. Check out the futures. We need to be getting out of some of these stocks as we can, so we don't take too much of a bath on these names. But right now, we are looking right now at Softy. We just took some out 173.98. Our average price isn't so bad. It's 174.15. So we're only out of the money here, 50 pennies or so. So we're going to wait to see if that one can hold through 173.50. It looks like it's not going to. As right here, guys, the S&P 500. Where's my arrow down? It seems like we can't fight this tape today, Arun. It's just down, down, down. Every single long I try bounces for me temporarily, and then the market just says no and crushes it straight to the downside. So here we go. There's 150. We almost saw it there on Microsoft before bouncing back up. Might not be a bad spot to get out here. 150 just did hold, but Microsoft to the top side right now.
Yeah, there was some sell pressure off after the open, I guess, after the run from the number there, and they sold it off, and that's perfectly fine because we're coming into an area which I'm expecting to support. So if I'm looking at longs, I like my longs in this area. So if the futures now break just under 60 with 57-ish, then we got a problem. But my trade on Zoom, that 153.04, that got filled, that went up, came back down. Now we're about what, 60, 70 cents out. Another trade I want to get to though, Codex. You know the trade that I was talking about when I took it, 1060 breakout? Well, that one took me for a ride. That one took me all the way down to pretty much to my stop, which was 1030, bounced right off my stop. It didn't get below, and now look at it, it's 30 cents in the money. So sometimes you got to take that ride. If you have your right levels, it's okay. There's a reason why you pick your levels, right? So if you choose the right levels, you can sit through that, and it's perfectly fine. You don't have to jump out just because it's going against you a little bit or anything like that. Right now,
futures.
Yeah, futures are sliding very quickly, but this is, if we're going to hold, this is the area that we should be able to bounce off of. If we don't, then obviously I'm completely wrong, and I will flip my read to the sell side. So I will look for this area as a buy level, and if we can bounce, these longs are going to be gold because they're just going to be at the right prices as the market keeps going up. So for right now, we're just sitting into these longs. Zoom back up. It's flat on me now. So you see how this market's bouncing around, so you can't be shook right now. So momentum trades, be smart about it, guys. Look at the futures if you need to, depending on what stocks you're trading. Look at the associated futures. I'm trading a lot of these, a lot of the tech stocks. So obviously, tech is going to be an index that I'm going to be looking at. At the same time, I also know that ES is an important one. So I've got both up. ES is approaching that support level. So you know what? We're going to use that as a support line. And we'll see how this one plays out. Right now, though, it does look like there's a ton of selling in the futures coming up into that support area. So I'm very curious to see how this plays out in the next little bit. Because if this goes through, then we do have a very good chance of it just sliding right off. And you know what? Sean said 2,700 by accident. There's a real possibility that if we take the lows, we could hit those lines very quickly. So we'll see how this plays out. It is bouncing around. Stocks are bouncing around. You know what? Codex is now up 35 cents for me. So took a ride on that one, and I'm just looking for more stock.
Around SNGX here, I just want to bring it to your attention. Great analysis there on Codex and everything. I just think it could break through this 170 right now. We could break 170. We'll take a long. You can use this bottom as 160. So SNGX here was up huge today. I know there's a lot of talk on this stock. It's just faded all the way back down. Easy shorts, easy pickings on some of these names, but we're going to wait for 170 to break. Microsoft, we've been dumping this because, again, I can't fight these futures, but I do obviously respect Arun there. Great call. If it does hold, we could go upside here. So I'm liking that one. Check out this Bed Bath & Beyond. It does come up to 14s. Look, I told you where my average price is. We're right here at 17. So I did take some off there when it came up. That was a parked order. We'll wait for that to come back down in. But right now we're waiting for that SNGX. We're waiting for Bed Bath & Beyond. AMD is still not doing anything. I'm still waiting for that to break out. But again, I'm done fighting this tape. It's still coming down here. 27.63. These stocks don't want to hold up at all, Arun. I'm just waiting for this Microsoft to break 173.50. Unfortunately, it looks like that's going to happen. I need these futures to bounce here. If they can, we can be huge, but otherwise, no. Our Abbott Labs resists off 94. We're still long, guys. 92. This is a $2 winner, so hit the cash register for that one. Big time wins on Abbott Labs today. We're waiting on Microsoft. I've got my Zoom. This is the average price that we're in right now, 150.50. We held this in the pre-market from 8:50 a.m. Then we averaged on that 153. I like that spot right there. We didn't get high enough to get me out. Now we'll see if this one wants to fade back down with the market. Hopefully I can get a winner with that. But Abbott Labs now $2+. Let's give it over to our friend Brendan now with Happening Now.
All right, guys, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets back in negative territory, unfortunately. So those gains that we saw in the pre-market completely erased right across the board here. You can see the Dow leading the way so far to the downside. Boeing, worth noting, Boeing making up the most of that negativity at this point, down a full percent for the Dow. You can see tech stocks still trying to hold up a little bit here, but also fading off. The Russell in positive territory. Small caps, not bad so far, 0.2%. Here in Toronto, the TSX still in negative negative territory, down about 0.5%. Overall, not a bad move, though, for the TSX today. Down in Brazil, the BOVESPA, we like to look at that one. 0.5% to the upside as well. Let's shift over and have a look at what is moving around individually on the TSX today. We saw some strength in some of these names yesterday, but cannabis very weak today. In Toronto, Afria here down 8%, 540 all the way back below $5 here. Heavy sell volume on all of these today. So if you're looking for weakness, weed, another one, CGC, 1.5% now. Got as high as 2140. We're trading below 2050 right now. Again, higher than normal relative volume on weed. If you like the little ones, Hexo here, 5.5%. Big time volume at the open as well to the downside. That thing just breaking through some of these levels that we saw yesterday, guys. So some of the banks we saw weakness yesterday on the TSX, they are strong. Cannabis is weak. Everything coming back in. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, and about Microsoft, why am I going long again? Guys, don't let me keep doing this. We're long once again, Microsoft waiting off this 173 break. We did get out 173.50 there for a chicken dinner. Missed the boat, loser there on Microsoft. We talked about it being weaker. When I started getting out of these up here, and waiting for that home run, should have just got out of them all, but we waited for that 173.50 break. There it was right there, and it's cash money, man. You can reverse to that short. Would have been nothing but cash. It's never gone against you. We're going to try to break this 173 again down here. So we're long once again on Microsoft. We're trying to make back what we've lost on this. We're going to use 173 as the bottom there. And the reason why, it's not so much of a revenge trade. 173 right here, guys, has had some resistance spots right here, including the last couple days. 173, it's bounced off. So let's see if that can hold. But with these futures coming down, I really think that we're getting mistakes abound here on Microsoft. We just continue to hope that 173 is going to hold, but I'm not sure, guys. We got to get out of this one on a 173 break. Do not hold this at all. Abbott Labs, though, a $2.50 in the money. So we're raining down on that one. Bring it, bring it, bring it. But right now, Microsoft is my biggest position, and it's against me. Bed Bath & Beyond trying to hold that 5 right now. If that holds, though, we could have a nice winner here, but you can't fight this tape. Ding, 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 ding. Big moves down here in the S&P, Arun. I don't know. I'm caught long and wish I was short. We'll throw to Arun after we throw to Valeria. What's up, Val?
Hey guys, welcome everyone who just joined us. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe for our channel if you want more trading content. Also guys, thank you very much for all of your comments and likes. Also we received 2 super chats yet, one from Davida and one from Modern Investors. Guys, we really appreciate your support and we're doing that for you. Hopefully we are being helpful and entertaining. And guys, keep going with questions on the chat. Neil doing a great job answering them, but also you have opportunity to ask a question. I'll pick it up and I'll ask it directly to Sean, Brandon, or Arun. Keep them coming and I'll see you later.
Yeah. Thank you, Val. I had to change. Sean was talking about Abbott Labs being such a big winner for him. I had to change. It was up on my screen. I had to stop looking at it. That is one stock that is, to me, bothers me so much given the type of movement. So at the moment, I'm moving on. Zoom is back up. Piton is getting near that 36 area, guys. Well, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that while we go to Brendan, and hopefully by the time we come back, 36 is gone, and I can get a nice little winner there.
All right, guys, we're gonna get to upgrades and downgrades here in a couple of minutes, but name with an upgrade today, Roku. Look at this, market weak, but Roku doesn't care. It's up 7%, guys.
Yeah, Roku don't care, and Microsoft don't care either. Right now we're long 173.55. I'm just hoping that we get a bounce back here. More shares I took down here. I told you it was being a bit silly, but we're going to wait to see here. 173, I gave you that longer term outlook, so that was a good call. Hopefully you guys went long with me down there as well. Obviously, we've lost on this stock today, but we're going to wait to see here. Microsoft, that story's not done because we'll hit that siren alert. Microsoft, one of my favorite stocks. Not today, but we're going to see if it can't come back to the upside. I'm waiting back here in the 70s. We'll see if we can't tick some out if it wants to keep going or not. But that's the name of the game here with Microsoft. We're long 173.55. Back into the money. We're going to see if it can run. Let's go, Softy. Back to the top side here. The future's bouncing a little bit, so that's creating this run up. You did know about Zoom there, also a problem. But Best Buy or Bed Bath & Beyond, okay as well. We're going to check back in on AMD. But hit that like, hit that subscribe. Over 64 300 or so subscribers. So we're happy with that. We're happy with that. And more viewers. Let's go. Come on, Microsoft. We pound the table now. We can make everything back if this can get to 174, guys. We resisted this 173. Let's see if it can't get back going up long side here. Good trade on Zoom, though, Arun, if you still have it.
Yeah, no, I still got that Zoom. You know, like I said, it was going to be one of those longer term breakouts given how long it took to take that level. So I've still got that 153. Seems to be getting some support from the futures, so that's good. Another one I told you guys to keep an eye on, Piton at 36. Piton did break out, so now I've got the long at 36.03, and my stop on that now is, I'm trying to set it still. It is at 35.65 is my stop, so it's not a big stop. It's only about 40 cents. Another update, Codex, that that trade that I took at 1060? Well, I dumped that trade just under 11. So that trade's out, 30 cents in the money. We're good with that one. We're all settled there. And the futures are doing something, at least, to show us that there's still some support here. How much do we have? I don't know. There still seems to be some overhead. So I don't want to get too aggressive with the shorts right now until I see some longs. And to be fair, if there was that kind of aggressive buying down here, I'd probably go into the futures myself instead of just taking these stocks. So Zoom is back near that 54 level. I do have an offer out at just under 55.
Yep.
So you know what? Let's try to make that 1-to-1 at least on the first half and let the other half go. And Roku has just been taking off since taking that 120. You could have easily gotten 120 with the 119 stop, and you could at least make the 1-to-1. Now you're at 2-to-1. Oh man, Roku would have been one great trade. And Micron, another semiconductor name that is just moving here. And there's no trade on this just yet, but it is a stock that I want to keep an eye on. Micron is just taking that 45.50 level. I want to see how much action we have up till 46. If we can catch some more selling, I'm willing to take this against the futures. Just because of how the semiconductor names have moved. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, we're great analysis there. We love all of those names. AMD especially, I'm going to have to look at that one again for you guys. But there goes Microsoft up to the top side here. We're along 173.30, so we're just cashing them out now in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I'm still holding out for a longer term trade here. I would love to get this back to VWAP and then be whole once again on Microsoft. Mr. Softy, for those of you out there, that's what I like to call it. Bed Bath & Beyond here. You know what, like honestly, man, back down to 501. What do you want me to do? Get more shares long here? We just keep bouncing off $5. This has been such a great scalp. You could have done it here and out, which we did, but we're still stuck long here, 15s. So 515, I may take another shot here. I would love to see it break back above 506. That to me could be a spot where we look to put on some more shares here on Bed Bath, but 506 needs to break. We just keep holding this level here. I don't like it anymore. I thought the short squeeze would be in when we were in on this day. Here it goes. It looks like we're going to break through $5. But this is what I'm talking about with the short squeeze early on. 530, it rips all the way to 550. We had this. Look at this. Bang, bang, bang. Nice little trade there. We're going to break down our Abbott right quick. We're long 92. If it breaks down below this level, which is going to happen right now, we have a stop order in at 93.50. So we will take a clean $1.50. And there it is. Bang. So we'll explode some money on a nice little $1.50 win. We let it go, man. We could have had $3 clean on this name, but we let it go to the top side there. That was obviously a mistake. Arun, why are we fighting this damn tape? We should just be shorting every single pop up there. Instead, I'm trying to pick these longs, man.
Yeah, this is what one of my concerns was the amount of sell pressure that we were having. I was hoping we would bounce. We did not. We tried. We showed like we were going to for a little bit. We did not. So you know what I did? I took my profit on Zoom. I'm out. I got 153.88 and 153.42. Both exits are gone. I've made my money on that. Some averages around 60-something cents. I'm out. I don't like the futures, what they're doing anymore. They're taking the level that I thought would hold. Right. And in the meantime, I'm keeping an eye on Piton, which is my only long that I have left. Actually, my only position I've got left. I'm moving the stops on this very tight because given how the futures are moving, I do not like holding the long at the moment. Yes, Piton is moving, but I do want to keep the stops tight just in case that all of a sudden we just accelerate to the downside. We do have the low still of the futures at 27.45. That is our next possible area of support. So for the moment, it's just Piton or shorts. In the meantime, let's see what Brendan's got.
All right, guys, a few other names upgraded and downgraded today. Pretty negative board right across all of these names, unfortunately. Canopy, PNC Bank, that was an earnings name with an upgrade today. Still down 2%. Sherwin-Williams and Bancorp or US Bank Corp, my bad. MasterCard, Square, Tilray, and Twitter. Guys, another name we haven't checked in on yet. Twitter down 4.5% with a downgrade today. We mentioned Roku in addition. Here's CGC. Yeah, a little bit of a gap on the upgrades, so moving higher in the pre-market, but broke 15. And now we're all the way down to 14.50, pretty much in a straight line for CGC. Square to the downside as well, 5.5%. We mentioned the downgrade on this one, gapping down. Just it's been a grind all the way down to 58. You can see just breaking 58, significant sell volume as we've been seeing in the market on some of these names as well. Guys, back over to you.
No more fighting this tape, like we keep saying it over and over again, as it just keeps going downside here. We're going to wait. We're almost out of this Microsoft. It's breaking through 173 now. We're going to give it just a couple more pennies before we get out. We tried another long here at 173.08 or so. We're going to wait on it, but right now Microsoft is going against us. Yeah, I wish we never missed that Roku. It is tough when you're sitting here to grab all of these trades, guys, but definitely a missed opportunity there with Roku. And there goes Softy breaking through 172.90. So yeah, we continue to fight. And we lost. So there we go. Microsoft to the downside now, just keeps going. We should have recognized that because Brendan told us earlier that Apple was pretty weak today. And yeah, Apple, look at this. Just wow. It was at 290 Apple? Wow. Okay. 290 all the way now down to 283 and change, making this move even lower now as the future's going down. So I'm kind of happy that we're out of some of these trades. Now I have to sort of try to look for some shorts. But like we keep saying, remember earlier on, Arun, when I said 27.50 in the futures was probably a target that we could hit today? Well, we're at 27.55, so we made that call up here. So basically a straight down 25 handles, kind of bad because I wasn't able to take any advantage of it. But there goes the futures. You can see, guys, it's easy to pop through some of these names as you go. It's a tough trade today if you're long.
Yeah, the longs were tough. So you know what I did? The one long that I had left, which was the Piton. That was up sitting around 36.50, so I just got half out around 36.49 and put a trailing stop just underneath 36.20. They both got hit, so I got 49s out and I got 17s out. So I averaged somewhere around 30 cents on the trade. Quick trade against the current market direction. So you know what? That's perfectly fine. I'm out. I'm out of my longs. I am looking at the futures now. Futures, 37.45 is the overnight low. That is the next level of support we could potentially bounce off of. We may have a point of bouncing at this right now. 27.85, 27.90. That's the area of resistance I'm marking off as my next level. So now if we get back into this 70, 75 area, start to show some selling, I'm going to try to play this in front of the resistance level, which was the old support level. So now futures, now negative bias for sure. Are we going to take that low out, though? That remains to be seen. That may take some time, or it may not. Hopefully, if we do take the low out, hopefully Sean's little call there at 2,700, that comes into play, because that'll be a nice move on the futures. And yeah, you know what, Piton,
2,700, I better get long if we're going to be doing that one. Unfortunately, I get out of my Microsoft down there, though, Arun, and yeah, now it's going upside just a little bit here. It resists that 173.20. I don't know if I believe this. I think we want to wait until the futures at least pop back above 27.70 before we actually engage in more long here. But yeah, it's been one of those days to the long side for sure, or to the short side. The longs have been getting frustratedly stopped out. But I'm going to wait for 173.50 break on Softy here. If we can get that, then that'll be a good one for us. Brendan, you got some news for us, bud?
TOO, T2 Biosystems here, big mover today, 24% to the upside, little penny stock, but all kinds of volume, guys. They announced a new U.S. patent for one of their products, TTOO, guys.
ETOO, okay, another name to look at. Damn it, man, this is where we were long. We were long right here on Microsoft before we had to dump it down here. So yeah, we bad out there, breaking through 173. What can you do? You talked about there, I see some people asking, is trading gambling? And I think Neil's answered it quite well. It's not, right? You gotta, if you have your ins and your outs and you sort of have a planned idea here, then you can win. I mean, gambling is literally flipping cards and playing coins. I mean, when you're playing poker, obviously there's some element of strategy there, but when you're talking about slot machines and things like that, you know, obviously trading gives you a little bit of an edge because there are tools like charts, like trading platforms and whatnot that can help you absorb some of that risk and give you an idea of what you're looking at. So that's a call there on that. Look, I mean, look at this, guys. why am I doing this to myself again? This bounces. I gave you this call on Bed Bath & Beyond down here at $5. We talked about it. I'm already averaged in and I didn't like the trade. I was too long everything else, so we didn't take this trade. But now we're coming back into the money. If this breaks upside, then I won't feel so bad about what's happened here on Softy. We're long right now at 515, right at this level. It's come up here just a couple times. I'm going to put some orders back out, see if we can't get out of some of these shares. And then if we do break back above, let's go long, because right now Bed Bath & Beyond giving us a little bit of reprieve from these longs, but it's bounced off 3 times, here, here, and here. We only got out once. Let's put some orders here, get out, and then see if this can't get back up into 540, 530 area on Bed Bath & Beyond. Our Zoom working out better now. Our AMD is all the way back. I wish I would have seen this one go down for the dead. Look at this, the pre-market bottom here, 855.70. That's right where it went to. Now we're going upside on this name. And Mr. Softy, I hate your guts, because right now you're way back in the money. We could have made everything back on you, so we cry a little bit on that one. What an out. We get out horribly down there at 173. I apologize for that, but you got to have your outs and you got to have them listed out there, Arun. I know you know that one. You can't hold things forever.
Yeah, you know, a comment on what that question there about is trading gambling. Well, if you're going to consider that, that kind of analogy, then you have to say that trading would be considered counting cards, right? The reason why it would be like that is because it's not a 50-50 flip. You develop a strategy, you develop your ability to read the market, the flow, and your charts, and you develop a full strategy around it, and then you play the odds based on that. The odds are not 50-50 if you have a decent probability on your strategy. So no, it is not gambling to a certain point. Now, if you're just throwing around money saying, I want to do this and that, and if you lose and you get out, if you have no structure behind the trade, then of course it's gambling. But if you have a structure behind the trade, then it's not, because you have an odd, you have an edge, like Sean said. So of course. So back to the stocks, futures. We're bouncing off that 55 area. Sean likes that 50. The 55 is where we bounced off of. What I'm looking to do is I'm looking to fade this here. I think that if we get back into the 70s and start to slow down a little bit, the stocks that have bounced with the market will be great shorts. I'm looking specifically at the airlines right now, UAL specifically. I've got 30 marked off as the level. If we can start to slow down around the 29, I'm looking to fade it with a 1-to-1 stop. And Zoom is just going sideways, so there's nothing there. So I'm still looking around right now. UAL is my stock, the only one I've gotten a chance to actually really see a level to work with. And in the meantime, we're going to small cap recap with Brendan here.
Yeah, we're back. Sorry, before we throw it, we'll throw it to Brendan, but just a quick look, guys. We are back into Mr. Softy. Microsoft back to the top side. Man, we gave up a couple hundreds of dollars there getting out, but now we go long once again, 173.80. I talked about wanting to take that level. If it came back, that's where we bumbled up a little bit before, and then we take some out for a nice little win. We're now long pretty good on Softy. And also there goes, oops, that's Softy. And here goes, why isn't my stock changing? Here goes Bed Bath & Beyond. We did take some out up here. It did get as high as 18, so we were watching out for that one. We're now nicely in the money on this name at 12. But okay, Softy. Now we're getting elevated. 173.70, we're long on this one. Let's see if we can't capture some more profits. Let's throw to Brendan and let this market ride upside here, guys. Take it away, Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Lots of options when it comes to small cap world today. Worth mentioning that RUCR, that little teeny tiny stock we mentioned just after the open this morning, RUCR, COO on CNBC right now talking about saliva tests. So they came up with a saliva test. They're getting that one out into the marketplace. Let's discuss INO. I had to be really quick on this one on the short side this morning. Turned on a dime as we got down here to 735. Luckily, I was watching this. A huge bid showed up and pushed this thing right back up. So nice opportunity on the flush at the open if you did catch that short, but had to get out of that one quickly because look at this. We're about to take the top off on INO. That 785 level, worth a watch there. Might be worth a long even on INO. SNGX, the other one we were speaking about in the pre-market, this was the one. I think at this point have offers up here in the 30s and 40s. Didn't get there. Obviously, there was a tight little consolidation. And look at this move all the way down to 150. So easily could have had something in the 215, 220 area as far as the short side goes, all the way down about $1 now in the money. We talked about 140, 150. 50 area as yesterday where we were trading. I think this thing still could get back down there. So a couple of opportunities. INO SNGX still up 15%. Guys, back over to you.
I Bed Bath & Beyond now at this level. We'll take some out here at 18s and 19s as we go. We just took some out here also at 20s. So Bed Bath & Beyond. Finally, guys, this guy's got it. 2 thumbs over here. Yeah, good look there on SNGX. We do have that. Come on, Softy. We keep going to the top side here. Hit the siren. Wake up if you're trading Microsoft. We're back, baby. Look at the futures and now making a slight move out, bouncing off that 2750 like we called that one. It's nice to have Arun here as well to bounce some futures ideas off. So thanks for that, Arun, as well. Bed Bath & Beyond, though, I'm the equity kind of guy here as well. So 521. Look at this call. We called this down here at 5. Now we're breaking to the upside here. So that, my friend, is a big winner. We hit the cash register for all of those trades. And yeah, Brendan, I stepped into this one, but look what just showed up here. SNGX. We take this long at 63. I'm going to use 50 as my out, but there is a big seller here on ARCA. So you're noticing that there's a little bit of a wall here waiting in my way. So SNGX, nice consolidation points. I do like what you're talking about there. If we can break higher, we'll see if we can get back into the 90s. But we are long right now, 63 on that one. You know, this is actually a good opportunity to review our positions. Why don't we just do that right now? I'm trying to get out of some zoom here. Let's put this on the board here if we can. Robbie, I'll go to camera 2 right now. Let's just update this one and I'll flip around. I like to have a pen in my mind. Oh yeah, someone gave me a banana and said this market is bananas. So that's why I have a banana here. But okay, here we go, guys. AMD long, that's in the money now, 14 pennies. Our Bed Bath & Beyond is 8 pennies in the money. Our Microsoft is 34. So we hit the siren for that one, thank God. Our SNGX, that's a small position, but right now we're 5 cents out. And our Zoom is coming back from the dead here. We did take that. I'm going to try to get out at 51.50. Let's go over here and look at the Zoom board quickly just to show you the stock. There we go. We take out some Zoom. I parked an order there, Arun. I was literally tired of watching this thing bounce back and forth and all around. So we came down here to 51.50. That's my price. We took 49.70 in the morning. It went in the money $2. I didn't take it. That's a mistake. But then we had to average into 53 there. We took that. We were waiting for a 155 blowout. Didn't happen. Look how many times it touched down though. Once, twice, right in here, then again, then again. So we'll take some out. And now we are short Zoom, 153 even. The day is getting a lot better. I've doubled my net there in the last 20 minutes or so on this move back up. Nice little time to be a bull when this kind of movement is happening in the marketplace. Our Microsoft right now is 40 pennies plus in the money. It's having a problem breaking through 175.25. Let's take some out. We're long 173.81, Brandon.
Guys, little update on a buyout here. TGE looks like the deal has been approved. So all kinds of volume coming in. TGE 22.45 in cash. It's up 3.25% today. You can see a big move up yesterday late in the day. So it looks like this was out there as far as news goes yesterday, but just went from 21.80 up to 22.40 in a hurry there for TGE. Looks like the deal has been approved, guys.
Arun, do you like chicken?
You know, sometimes here and there. Well,
all right, well, then there's a chicken dinner winner for you, buddy. There's Welcome to the wild side, Arun. Here we go. This is what happens. But nice little 30 penny winner right there on AMD coming back to the top side. I see some traders talking about NVIDIA. I think we need to look at some of these stocks. But Arun, there you go. That's a chicken dinner winner. You can hit it on your board too when you get a nice big one there. The wife and I talking about having some wings. I'm sure you're a fan of wings.
Oh, absolutely. Huge fan of wings. But right now, you know what? At this current moment, given how most of us are stuck inside, I'm trying to watch my weight a little bit. So, you know,
I'm trying to watch your weight. You're like in the best shape of anybody I know.
Well, that's questionable. But anyway, but getting back to the actual trading side of things.
That's questionable.
You know what? Like I said, I wanted to fade. If the market bounced, I wanted to look to fade the stock. So the way I was going to approach fading the move in the futures was I want to see the weakest in the sectors. So I looked it up. Financials and energy seem to be the weakest sectors. So I jumped into some financial names here. Citigroup, I shorted Citigroup at 40.87, looking to put a stop just over the evens, which is a tight stop, right? It's already up 10 cents. I'm only risking like 20, really, not even 20. So that's a great risk-reward ratio for me, given what I was looking to do, looking to fade this move on the upside. Why not find the weakest indexes, right? So I'm looking at energy names. I'm looking at financials right now, I got Citigroup up. I've also got AXP, but AXP is a little too far right now. 8250 is the level I've got marked off. I'm going to stay away from that one. 41 was available on Citigroup, so I just took a short in front of that. It seems to be working out right now. Like I said, 13 cents. Roku, obviously, tech names are still good. Tech actually is still positive, so tech is still going. If we can get a fade on tech at some point, I think the market could really propel its move to the downside. But currently, energy and financials seem to be the weakest. So if you guys are looking out there looking to get short, energy and financials would be the way to go. They are the weakest right now.
Yeah, Joseph, we talked about the weight, the quarantine 15. That's good. I actually never heard about that one. I like the COVID-19. You put on 19 pounds here in the COVID-19. Okay, you spin the wheel here, and here we go. And it's going to turn out, let's see, jackpot. Okay, good job on the jackpot there, because look at this one. I didn't know it was going to be jackpot. You can see here, guys, $5.03, not 53, all the way upside. This is where we're cashing out. $5.25, Bed Bath & Beyond. Cha-ching, it's going to be my #1 stock today. We didn't give it up. There's no sells here. All these are winners. You can see this is obviously a bad spot here, but we had to average in to get back up here. If this was our only trade, we would be monstrous, but we had to average into that one. So cry river on that one just a little bit. AMD now 35 cents in the money. We're still long this one, 56.37. So 56.72, a nice little win on that one. So although there's no NHL hockey, I did hear that Toronto, thanks to my wife, they're mentioning it to me, just got a women's hockey league team. So that's a good one. So we'll hit the slap shot for that as well. Hopefully we can see some hockey. I don't think it'll be this year. Well, it'll be later in 2020, but I don't think the 2020 season will get back running. That's sad for all of us here. Obviously, we love our hockey in this country, and I know a lot of you love your sports. We're actually missing sports right now. And yeah, just a shout out here to all the sports channels, ESPN and things like that. We're talking about you guys show poker. Why not sign us up? Get a deal done. Trader TV on ESPN, hopefully coming soon. Maybe ESPN 8 or something like that. We can come on there, but no, we're just joking. We're not working on any of those deals. But hey, ESPN, you want to give us a call? Let's do that. And speak about ESPN, who owns them? I know who does. If you know, put it in the chat. It is, of course, Disney owning ABC and ESPN. So let's check out Disney. Nice little run from the bottom here, 101 and change. We'll see. We're about to break this VWAP. Look at this. We got this garbage here between 102.10 to 102.50. We can break above that. Let's go long on Disney. But right now, things are working out for us for sure. We've got $1.70 in the money off this short on Zoom. Right now, we've got 25 cents on our softy trade here as well. AMD keeps running up to the upside here. This is a 40-cent winner. We've got all winners on right now, so we're just going to wait to see. The only stock right now, Arun, that is a winner but not a big one is this SNGX. As we're long one, actually we're long 163.50. So we're going to wait to see if this one can pop up here off this little long. We're going to see if it can break 165. If it does, let's go longer more SNGX, guys. Did I hear we're ready for Brendan? All right, Brendan, what's up, bud?
Another one in the Co-Diagnostics group here, guys. CEMI, so CODX and then CEMI, 19.5%, just broke 12 on a decent volume spike there. Looking like it might want to come back to the downside. 10 was where we ended the day yesterday, so long way to go if it wants to come back to the downside for CEMI, guys.
Oh, man, what a move back, Arun. These futures, guys, nuts. I mean, wow. When it was up here, I said 27.50 is a possibility. It comes all the way down to 27.54. So that's a win for anybody right there. That was watching that call, and then bang, all the way back up right now. I'm actually a little hesitant. A lot of these longs that I have are huge in the money for me right now, but we're coming up to this level that we saw in the pre-market again, where we got some bunching up. 27.75 once again. We talked about it up here, then we saw this move down. Watch this fade. So I think I'm going to drop some of these longs, including Microsoft. That is huge right now. We're 40 pennies in the money on this softy trade. I think it's about time we take some of this off and then enjoy this to the upside because I think the downside may be coming sooner rather than later.
Yeah, you know, that trade that I had on Citigroup, I had to jump out. It was a small trade anyways. It was a small risk, I mean. So I jumped out, got out at 41.07, like I said, just over 41. It was going to only cost me 20 cents. I'm okay with that. I am now looking at the futures. I am looking to fade this move. It was starting to accelerate a little bit. That got me out of the Citigroup trade, but I am now moving my attention to the futures. This is the area that I would like to see on the futures to kind of really slow down and start to show some selling, which is between the 70 and the 80. between those two levels, if we can really catch some selling, if I can really see and identify an area, well, not area, but like an actual pinpoint some levels where these guys are willing to step in, then I'll definitely look at some shorts with the 80, just over 85, so between 85 and 90 as a stop, just over 90 I would prefer. So right now we are backing off a little quickly, a lot quicker than I was hoping, because I actually want to jump in the futures, because I think the trade on the futures is going to be a lot better than some of these stocks. Obviously right now, I got shook out of that Citigroup trade because now it's just back under 41. I'm okay with that. It was meant to be a small trade. It was meant to be a small risk. Perfectly fine. I'll move my attention to the futures. Like I said, tech. Oh man, tech. Tech is just going right now. Roku. I've got Roku charts up here.
What the hell is it doing?
Roku is at 123.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that breakout from 120.
Give me something to throw.
It went down to, it went up to 122, backed off a little bit, and then took the 122.50 and went up another $1.50. So I mean, like, Roku and tech is just taking off. So you know what? In terms of I want to do a counter thought process kind of trade, you know what? I'll take the short on the futures and go long tech stocks. If that's a potential idea, I'm going to kind of dissect it right now while we're talking about this. And at the moment, Piton, guys, for everybody that took that 36 break and held on, because I got out just around in front of 36.50. You guys got another $1 out of that, so good job to you guys. So at the moment right now, I'm just going to go around dissecting. I do not want to go long Citigroup, even though the 41 break on Citigroup looks gold, just because of how the futures are moving in the area the futures are in. So if anything, I'll identify some more levels and we'll just take some more shorts in front of that. We'll see how this plays out. But right now, I'm moving my attention to the futures.
Good. Yeah, nice call, Arun, on the futures here. And a nice call on Bed Bath & Beyond. We're now getting some out here. It tried to go through. See, look at this. This is why you got to get out, guys. It tried to go through 25 and resisted a bunch of times. We're very light on Bed Bath & Beyond. We have 20% of our position left. So that one is a nice little cash register win. I hope you guys hit that. I was pounding the pavement here at $5 for all of you guys there. I hope you had that. It resisted a couple times at VWAP. Once it broke, it was off to the races. Video coming on VWAP from us, so hopefully you guys can check that out as well. Okay, SNGX. Okay, I thought it did break 165 there, or maybe it didn't. I don't know. My trigger got in, so we take more shares at 165. Now we're at 161. It's a snooze fest, but our position has doubled, so we're still waiting for this bottom of 150. I think we can get back into the 190 area here if it gets going, but SNGX right now on my radar. We dumped some softy. We talked about that. I didn't like the futures rolling over here. I gave you that level 27.75. We did fade back in. Arun was talking about that as well. I was very nervous. I said let's get out of some of our longs, and that's exactly what we did. I hope you guys can see our trades at the bottom. All of our executions as we get out. I know it shows Neil for today. We'll get Arun up for tomorrow, but all of the executions right now showing up for me, so you're going to be able to see every single time I get in and out of a trade showing up there on the bottom. As I look at my trade blotter right now, AMD getting to the upside again. I think I'll park an order around this 75 mark to get out for a 40-cent winner, and that will be
hey, Sean, BMRA is just taking off. It's gone above $2 right now, almost $2. It's taking off. So BMRA is something to keep an eye on, guys, right now. I don't know what the news on this is. We're going to keep an eye on this. Brendan's got some information for us. And in the meantime, we are going to, it's halted? No, it's still trading. It's still trading. Everyone's hitting the bid here.
What is it? What stock?
It's BMRA. It's halted. Now it's halted. 1045 is the price that it last traded. It looks like
it's not on his screen, guys.
Given how quickly it's moving, I'm going to say that's some sort of buyout news at the moment. Or because that was a pretty quick move. Yeah, let's see what Brendan's got.
Not seeing anything yet, guys, on BMRA, but I do have it up here. So as soon as this pops up, we'll let you know. It looks like they did report earnings, though. So BMRA, maybe a conference call. Wanted to mention this one as well. CGen, we talked about this one a little bit earlier. Back to highs here. Watch this 1385 area. Positive news aftermarket yesterday for CGen, still up 20%, guys.
Okay, Microsoft here. Yeah, we'll check out some news on that. Microsoft going now finally as well. We did dump some in this area. It's back up. I would love to see this break 174.25-ish here on the futures move to the top side as well. Everyone's favorite, shout out to Neil here, Star Wars character here, Chewie. Chewie back from the dead here a little bit. It's listed on the New York Stock Exchange. So 46 and change, all-time highs as well for Chewie today. This was a great call. I actually gave this to my doctor at 20 or $26. So Chewy bait as if he needs to make more money. All the way upside here, look at this little call. This is where we talked about it consolidating down here. I loved it. I'm actually long in the 30s myself on Chewy, similar around here, 30, 31. I'll check on that and get back, but we're up here to 47. Not a bad spot to dump. But Chewy, ding, 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 straight to the upside. I just want to bring that one to your attention as well. Microsoft having a problem at that 174.25. I think it's wise for us to dump some of these trades off, get flat on Microsoft right now, and then reevaluate if it does break above this 174.50 again, guys.
Yeah, you know, another stock that's taken off, and very quietly, a stock that's been long forgotten, Nokia, NOK. NOK is taken off now. It's about 35 cents up pretty quickly in the last, what, half an hour? Not even half an hour. It's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. In the last 15 minutes, it's gone 35 cents. And it's only a $3 stock. So that's a big move on Nokia there. Don't know what the news is. It's moving around, and it's moving around pretty quickly. So I'm just trying to find a way to trade this thing. It's not going to be a momentum trade just because I don't know the stock at all. So I'm going to wait to see how this plays out. I like the closest level I see is 320, but I'm not willing to put up 25 or 35 cents in risk just for that trade. So you know what? We're just going to wait on this one. This is now on the radar for me, as BR Murray is as well. And in the meantime, I'm just waiting for trades, right? AXP, like I said, financials. I'm looking for financial shorts. That Citigroup did not work out, so now AXP is on my radar. 82.50 is my level. It's too far from it right now, so I'll just wait. Or if we break to new lows, I might take that shot just underneath 80.30. So right now, futures, oh man, futures. This was the area that I was looking to fade, but I just wasn't seeing enough action to work with. So you know what? At the moment, it's doing what I thought it would do, but it didn't give me enough information to take the trade. Sometimes you got to wait for that. We were going back to that where we were talking about is trading gambling. Well, no. If you have a structure, right? My structure is I want some information to work with. I did not get enough, even though the area was there. That's perfectly fine. If I had to miss a trade for that, that's perfectly fine. That's all built into my trading system. So I'm waiting to see some more information just above those highs that we just recently, not highs, but like that last top that we just put in, just over 72, 73, 27.73 was the last top. I want to see how much action more is above that if we ever get back above that. So if we can see some more selling above that, I'm definitely going to step in, take that short. Like I said, stop's going to be just over 90. I'm willing to put up about 17 to 20 points in risk. See how that goes. Nokia's still going. BMR is still halted.
Arun, we got a big trade here as well on work. Yeah, good look at VRMA. We'll check out that in a minute. Thanks to Peter for work on the chat there. I punched a pretty good, decent position long here through $29. We get out right away at 11s or 12s. We're holding. Look, we got out 10%. I think this one can go. Shout out to downtown Josh Brown here. I was talking about all this stock yesterday. Look what happened when he came on CNBC. All of a sudden gets elevated here with this volume and ticks all the way up, breaking that. Now we're up to 3.5% here on work today. So we're long, decent amount of shares here, 29 even. Let's see if that one can hold through. Would love to see this one even break higher. What do we look like on a day chart here on work? 29, yeah, so we've resisted a couple times at 30. That'd be pretty sweet if we can get to that on this call. I'd be really happy. Like I said, we are dug in a little bit here to work. So, of course, that's Slack Technologies. So anybody into this one, a recent IPO, just got hammered. They're in competition with my guys over at Softy, but we will wait to see here. Valeria has something else, though. What's up, Valeria?
Hey guys, how's it going, everyone? I hope your day is great and you're making a lot of money. If not, that's okay. That's day trading. One day you win, one day you lose. The main thing, never give up. Know your risks and study every day. Well, guys, hopefully we are being entertaining and helpful. Keep your questions coming. We are trying to cover all of them. And please, if you like our show, hit the thumbs up, subscribe for our channel. You'll get notifications when we're back live. And we're also preparing a lot of cool stuff for you. For example, educational series. And share the link with your friends. Let's spread our show around the world. Yes. I'll be back with you, back to traders.
Arun,
yes.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Do you like chicken?
Yes, Sean, I was checking.
Garoon, there it is, baby. It's a chicken dinner winner again for you. Here we go, guys. We take that slack to the north. I'm an idiot, guys. We take that slack to the north side. We may be an idiot, but we're cashing in right now, guys. We rain down that money. What a trade. 29 long. Shout out to Peter on the chat. There we go. Let's go. Catapulted out. Valeria, are those chickens or roosters? What are those? Here we go to the top side. We take some out here. 40s, 30s. Big win here on work, so we celebrate that one. Hoo-ha! We also have a $2.30 winner right now on Zoom, so that one's zooming upside here. Our Bed Bath & Beyond is a winner. Our Microsoft is a set. Wow, Microsoft taking off. Didn't even realize that. I thought I was going to say it's a 7 penny winner. No, it's a 70 penny winner. So, Arun, you like gorillas?
I guess so.
Boom! Dancing gorilla for you there, Arun. Up to the upside here. You can say no, Arun. 174.68. Big time win right now on Microsoft. Everything getting cashed in. So hallelujah on that one. Hit the air horn. The market is off to the races, guys. Arun, did you take that futures long down here?
No, I was never going to take that long. I am looking for shorts here. I'm looking to see some selling inside. Now, obviously, that move up from that 65 area was really strong. I am still waiting for more information. Now, I want to see what we got. This is the area for me to look for some shorts. I want to see how much information comes through here in terms of selling. So in the meantime, I'm waiting for this. Market's going all over the place. We're going to go to Brendan and see what he's got for us to help us out.
Back to about break even overall for the market. We'll have a look at what is pushing this market around. Yeah, we went positive there, 0.07% for the S&P 500. If you're looking for weakness, this group down here, industrials, very weak. I'll swing over to this side. Where to go? There's Boeing, 4.5%. We talked about that one. Then the other airlines in here, 9.5% for UAL, DAL, AAL, 7.3% to the downside. So weakness from the industrials group, specifically some of the transportation and travel stocks, airlines in that as well. Banks also showing some weakness this morning as well. We had a decent move yesterday for some of these, but Citigroup back to the downside, leading things for the individual banks to the downside. Look at BK here, 4.5% to the upside in the diversified group, kind of offsetting the weakness, but overall financials also in negative territory. Healthcare stocks are positive, led by Abbott Labs, 5.5% here to the upside. There's a few other little ones here up about 1-2%, but overall it's ABT that's leading that group to the upside. Energy stocks are lower, Noble, MPC, NOV, and Apache again today, all 5+% in negative territory. We have some of the consumer discretionary names back to the upside today. AZO, AAP among the leaders there, 4% and 3.3%, but there's Expedia. With the travel names over here, 5.6% to the downside. JWN in the red as well. Materials are weak. Real estate stocks are weak. Utilities to the upside, guys. Pretty mixed board overall. That leads you to basically a flat market, 0.13% to the upside for the S&P. Back to you guys.
All right, guys. Thank you. Whatever. Oh, Brendan. Yeah, that's it. Okay. SNGX, guys, the only trade that we're falling down on right now. It's back near that 150. We tried it. We're not very heavy in this one at all. You know, this small cap name today has only been Southside. It was a great runner. We talked about it early on, but right now, just resisting everything, and we're going to get out if it breaks through 150. No harm done, no foul on that one. Our Slack, though, is a booming one. We talked about that one already. We're going to see if this one can't get to higher highs as we continue to go. Microsoft is, guess what, guys? Kaboom! This one's $1 in the money now. We love Mr. Softy. Look at this. Unfortunately, I got out too many shares down here on the low of the day, but we did average back in. We did take this trade here, and this one has been right back to the upside. We waited for Softy. I was very, very patient. Sometimes I'm not, but we waited for it all the way up here. We waited for the best in that I gave you guys, 173.80. Now you're all the way up here. Nice little 90-cent plus winner on that name. Our Bed Bath & Beyond is Snooze Fest. SNGX, we already talked about that one. Work, this Slack right now, and here's Zoom, guys. Zoom resisted this 150 break. I think we should put a bid here at 150. I'm still thinking we could test the lows on Zoom, so I don't really want to get out of this one. Our Zoom position right now, short 153 even now on Zoom, so I do like this one coming to the downside here. I'm waiting for this break of 150, then I'll think we can get to 148. I'm going to put a bid down here, 148 and change, just so I can maybe magically get hit on a drop all the way back down. But right now, Microsoft on this futures move straight to the top side. Oh yeah, by the way, Arun and I also discussed this futures breakdown here, 27.54. We like the long if it held, and it did. So welcome to 30 handles on that futures move as well. Thank you for coming to our show, guys. Smash that like button. Smash the subscribe. We are now over 700, so ring that cowbell. Thank you so much. Over 700 viewers. We just launched the show. It's free for you guys. I hope you're enjoying it. Thanks again for the super chat this morning, guys. But we are running upside on a lot of these names, Arun.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the names are going as the futures are starting to go up, but you know what? We are starting to hesitate on the futures a little bit, so I'm questioning the moves now. Again, if you're going to go for the longs, personally, I'm going to go for longs in tech. So stock that I had up on the radar, I took a short, did not work out, was Tesla, TSLA. The low I had initially taken off on the short side was 710. We bounced right back. Then I said 728. If we can take 728, we got a real good shot. Well, we took 728. We went $8 really quickly. There's no way you're getting into that trade unless you pay that spread. The spread, I don't know what it was, but I imagine it was a lot. So you know what? I'm still liking this trade from a long-term perspective in terms of, you know, throughout the day. So I will put a bid down. I got a bid down at 729.13. I'm not putting up a whole lot of, I'm not willing to pay this price. I'll tell you that. 733, no. That's going to be too expensive given how much I'm willing to put on the trade. So 722 is my stop. 729 will be my entry. It's $7. Yes, it's $7, but it's also Tesla. So keep in mind, if you want to play these high price names, you're going to have to give them some big space to move around, right? So that's my trade for now. Nokia's still going. I'm still waiting on the futures to give me some information to work with so I can take a short on them. Microsoft, Sean's Microsoft, man. Sean's, like I said earlier, Sean's got some big balls there holding on to Microsoft. So
hold on, whoa.
So it's going for him. I was not willing to. I took my hit on Microsoft after that 175 break, and I walked away from it. But Sean, he loves that stock, and he will not let that go. And you know what? It does love him back, apparently. So we'll see how that one plays out. Right now, for my focus is Tesla and tech and the futures here to see how much selling I can get up here to work a short, because I really do like the short. It's just a matter of, is there enough selling up here to warrant the short, given how much risk will be associated with the trade? So we'll see how this one plays out. Another thing I did want to work on was financials, guys. Financials, like I said, financials were the weaker stocks. I took that Citi short, right? Citi did not work out. Fine. Citi kind of, after we took 41 on Citi, the only trade left was that long, so I kind of walked away from Citi. AXP though, American Express, like I said, 82.50. I do like 82.50 as a level. Can we work around these 81.50s and provide some selling? If the answer is yes, then that's the trade to go. You know what? I'm pulling a bid on my Tesla because Tesla's just going. And there's no way I can trade this stock given the type of movement and how aggressive it's going. There's no way. I'm not willing to let this thing come back almost, $8 to get me a fill when the trade could have completely changed by that point. Futures are still going strong. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of activity on both sides of this market. I'm just trying to figure out what to do with it given how we're moving around. Financials are still the weaker. So I do want to fade financials a little bit, but given how aggressive we're going, I'm kind of waiting for some more information to work financial shorts. At the same time, I want to work the future shorts. So what else do you have, Sean, while I'm waiting for this?
Yeah, I have like average size ball. Sorry, I just put that in the chat. We'll talk about that after. Okay, Abbott Labs, guys. You're going to see here, Abbott Labs. I wish I had bigger ones for this one because we were long, and then we actually dumped it when it broke here. You can see, thanks for that update, Brendan. Abbott Labs now to the top side there, up huge. And this is actually one of my worst stocks today is Abbott Labs, and that's just because we did average in here and then actually got out at that level. So I wish we were still up quite large on that one. But here's the play that everyone's talking about. It's this Microsoft long. I hit these ones every day. I know you're not here with us all the time, Arun, but hopefully we can change that. You're going to be able to see right now Microsoft to the top side. We love that stock when the futures continue to run. What do you got for us, Brendan?
PDSB, guys, we were talking about this one a little bit earlier. Back to an interesting level here around this 140 area. Was resistance. We got above. We're back at it right now, kind of fighting at 140, but all kinds of volume still on PDSB, showing some strength as well, guys.
PDSB. Okay, we'll definitely have a look at that one. The only other stock that I'm currently in right now that I'm not pleased with is this SNGX. It got back to 160 there before fading that as well. And our average price, 164 right now. So SNGX, a little bit of a problem. And just for those of you guys and girls that are watching, thank you once again. Smash that subscribe button. We're trying to do this organically, right? You know, a lot of these channels out there will pay for subscribers. Get out of here. We have been honest with this. We need your subscriber help here. Hit the likes. Thank you for joining the show, guys. We're very, very proud to give this to you, and we're trying to do our best to give you guys winners abound here. And I think we have them, and I know that you guys are enjoying the show, so please smash that. Let's get going a little bit. Those of you that are talking about Zoom, I just wish it was a better trade than this. I mean, I really think we can break through 150, and it's just not giving us the price action that we need. I'm sitting here at 148. I think we get back to 148.50. I have an order parked right there. Watch out for this top. I'm actually not even worried about that top. I'm more worried about Zoom coming back up here. So I'm going to hold my 153 short until we break above maybe 155.50 or so, which is this bottom in the pre-market before they got this news, which was negative, which is funny that this is happening to us. What else did I take? Nothing else. That's about it for right now, guys. Let's throw it over to Brendan at the big board with Money Talks.
Hey guys, yeah, almost 11 o'clock here in the Eastern time zone. Let's have a look at some currency names or currency pairs that we like to follow throughout the session. Pretty muted action in currency land so far today. Same story in the equity markets, but we'll start with the euro here. Down on the session 0.4%, 108 and change. Got above 109 yesterday, so back to the downside ever so slightly. We had a little bit of economic data out in Europe earlier on this morning that came in on the downside, so that was the negativity there. The CAD back to basically break even. We were mentioning 72 over there yesterday, holding 72 so far as support goes. So 70 and change once again. You can see the euro pound back to positive territory. The pound itself, 3 days I want to say in a row to the downside for the pound. Better part of 0.5%, 124 and change there. Japanese yen is red. Swiss franc to the upside today, about 0.3% in positive territory. Tried to get back above 97 early on, but failed. Back to the downside, but still overall positive on the day. These two, Australia and New Zealand, big moves to the downside yesterday on some economic data that was not so good. Still kind of holding around those same areas, although New Zealand faring a little worse off, 59 and change there. Turkish lira is positive. Look at cryptos. Bitcoin back above 7,000 again. Going back 2 weeks ago, I want to say 7,200 was a key level on Bitcoin. So 7,000, I should say, and change, up 4% today. So a nice move for Bitcoin. Ethereum as well following suit, 8 and change as far as a percent. 171 for Ethereum. Let's go back to Arun.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. So what's the market doing right now? Let's talk about this since we got some time here. On futures, we're waiting for a lot of stocks. They're not cooperating at the moment in terms of what I'm trying to do. Futures, what are they doing? Well, they're starting to hesitate here in this between 2770 and 2780, right? That's the area that I was looking to get some information on the short side. I'm waiting. I'm very close to taking a short just underneath 72. I want to see how much more selling we can grab. So to confirm, I want to see how much buying is left. As much selling I want to see come in, as I want to see how much buying is left before I decide to go short. Because if I do decide to go short, again, this is what I do, right? So I am going to be taking some risk on this trade. So I do want to be sure that I want to take that trade for sure. While I'm still waiting for that, I will let you guys know if I decide to take a short on the futures. Not yet, though. In the meantime, a couple stocks that have just started running and that I don't understand. mRNA. It's just gone parabolic, and like for guys that love that momentum trading, it's bouncing right off that 40 level. If you guys like it, go for it. I personally would like some more structure to my trades, so I'm gonna try to stay away from this. But for you guys that love those breakouts, 40, it's right near those 40s. And while we're waiting for that, we're gonna go to Valeria and see what she's got.
Hey guys, I just noted that we need around 20 more likes to reach 200. How do you think can we do that? So if you just joined us or if you forgot to hit the thumbs up, please do it right now. It's so important for us. We are trying for you and we are live every day. What a live what I love the most about being live is that you can see us as we are, with our mistakes and with some fun stuff. But guys, we really try to help you here and improve your tradings. Well, hit the thumbs up and subscribe for our channel if you want more trading content. We are preparing a lot of educational series for you, so stay tuned. You won't regret. Back to traders.
Yeah, let's hope there's no regret on this one. Good, yeah, 200 likes there. Good job, guys. Thank you so much for all of that. Thanks for smashing that like button, guys. We really appreciate it. And all the comments on the chat as well. Share it. I saw someone talk about Wall Street bets there, or whatever it is, on Reddit. Guys, put our link in there. Let's crush these other guys and just get this going. Look at work. Kaboom! There it goes. We'll floss this sucker off right here. Work, Slack Technologies. Look where we're long. Shout out to Peter on the chat there. 29. Let's go, work. I told you we smashed this one, guys, and we did. And you know, straight to the best side out here, 29.50. We're now 29.75. Shout out to Peter on the chat there. Work, nothing but cash money right there. So we hit the confetti as we go upside here. I haven't tweeted anything today, but check us out. Last night I was watching Pineapple Express. I don't know if you guys watched that. That was a good movie. Watched that for a second time. Really funny stuff. What's up, Seth Rogen? Shout out to Canada there as well. One of the best actors currently, if you're looking for that kind of a genre for sure. Seth Rogen. But put your favorite actor in the chat. My favorite actor of all time is an easy one. It's Mr. Al Pacino. So there you go. How could it not be for me? Let me know and let us all know. Valeria will let us know her favorite actor. We know her and Neil's favorite artist of all time is the Biebs, but we'll wait to see on who her favorite actor, actresses is. Put yours in the chat as well as we go. What up, Brandon?
Guys, on that mRNA, we'll give you a little update. Here we go. Ginkgo Bioworks. So mRNA Moderna teaming up with Ginkgo Bioworks to optimize their COVID-19 vaccine. So getting a little help. That was the latest news story for mRNA, guys.
mRNA, okay. I'm going to tweet out this work trade because look, guys, we just get out there at 79. That is an 80-cent winner right there for work. That's Slack Technologies as we continue to rock and roll on that one. An update on SNGX. We still have this seller here on ARCA, so we're gonna have to wait to see if this gets broken here. 800. So every time you see an 800 here, just for an education, these are all 100 share lots. So for example, on EdgeX, that's a gateway. Shout out to CBOE and Eugene over there in New York. Maybe we can get him on. The man with the nicest view that I've seen overlooking the Hudson there in New York. But you can see 867. So you got 80,000 shares there. So we just need to break that, and I think it's off to the races. SNGX long at 64. My Microsoft trade is still $1 in the money and even going higher right now. So we'll see if we can't break off 175 here. We are long Microsoft 173.81. Let's just do a review of the positions real quickly here. We'll flip over, Rob, to camera 2 once again, and we'll hit the start button on this one. Here we go. Bed Bath & Beyond 504. Yes, that broke above 525, so that's 23 cents in the money. Microsoft, there it goes, $1.10 in the money. Our SNGX, we know that one, 7 cents out. Work, 65 cents, that's Slack Technologies. And Zoom, only now $1 in the money. That was $2, $3, but we're still waiting for that 148 level. I don't know if that comes or not, but we're gonna wait on that move, as right now the futures, Arun, breaking higher and higher, buddy. Yeah. Here's 175 on Microsoft, by the way. Sorry about that, Arun. Yeah, futures getting higher.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I was looking for some analysis underneath that, or I was doing some analysis underneath that 27.72. Hopefully catch some selling. I want to see how much buying was left. You know what? There was a lot of buying left apparently. So that, I'm glad I waited for that information. That is like I said, that if that's part of your trading strategy, you got to do it, right? You got to do it every single time. And that for me, that is part of my trading strategy, and I'm willing to give up price to do that. So waiting helped out in this case. Now it's gone another 10 points from that point in time. So now I got to wait. This is starting to bounce around, and you know what? If we come back and take these 85s to 90 again, I gotta say that this thing is going to be range bound between the highs and the lows, and there's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be very hard at that point to try to take any sort of directional trades on the futures unless you get something in front of resistance and something in front of support, and it just happens to be that seems to be 60 points wide. So you've got to be really careful. It is moving aggressively to the upside at the moment. Current buying is still in play. So yes, guys, this is what you got to do. This is, unfortunately, this is trading, right? For me, at least, I got to sit around waiting for these things to happen, and sometimes they don't happen in time. So I am One thing I would like to do is, though, I would like to look at financials. Like I've been said, I've been looking to fade financials even in this move up with the proper stops. I moved on from Citigroup. Now I moved on to WFC. WFC is around the 27. It's backed off from the 27 right now. But around the 27 area seems to be some resistance. So I'm willing to put it up 27 with the 27.30 stop. If I can get some selling, if I want, I'm going to really look into the chart and see how much selling is there in the meantime. So we'll wait on that one, and we'll go to Valeria and see what she's got to say.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Well, Europe mostly in the positive territory now after a pretty negative start of the day. Looks like it's aligning to the positive territory closer to the close. Let's now take a closer look. Britain is up 0.49%, Germany is up 0.16%, France is down 0.33%. Spain is down 0.81% and Russia is up 0.73%. Some quick news from Europe. Adidas, along with its manufacturing partner Carbon, created a new face shield for health workers. Carnival CEO says that booking for 2021 is very strong despite the coronavirus outbreak. That's all for now, and I'll keep you updated. Back to Brandon.
Brendan, okay, back to me. Brendan, who knows there, but okay. I'll take it from here. We do have Don Kaufman coming from Theo Trade. That's going to be coming up soon on our show as well. Nice little interview all lined up for that one. Our Bed Bath & Beyond, there it is. We told you about this one. My biggest stock today from a number, well, actually maybe Slack just took that over work. But Bed Bath & Beyond right now, guys, look at this. Those of you that were on the chat know that we were hitting the siren down here at $5. We talked about that. It doesn't get any easier than this one. Unfortunately, we took too much out here in the 20s. We're still long quite a bit, so we'll wait. We'll get some out now. This is where it's failed before. It got as high as 540. This is the move that we thought would be on our way. Up 20%, Bed Bath & Beyond. Great little look here. I'm going to take some out at 35. It's bounced off here a couple times, and we'll just review this trade, but this has been a big one. Microsoft dollar winner, bounced off 175. We'll put an order there as well as the future's coming back down. I think we'll dump our Microsoft and celebrate the dollar win here as we go. Microsoft will take it out here on a 174.75 break, but that's how you trade those stocks, guys. Sometimes you got to have those, like Arun was saying, you got to have a pair because sometimes you get a little bit frustrated when this kind of move is happening. I did dump too many down here. I'm still frustrated with Microsoft, but thank God we're able to reload it up here and congratulate back to the upside because we were in trouble when it did break there. We are at a pretty bad number for our P&L, but now we've risen from the dead on this one. One name I do got to check out is Uber, and we'll check that out in a minute. Here comes Microsoft back to 175. I think this is a decent spot to dump our shares because it's resisted off this 175 before 3 or 4 times. Let's take some out here and reevaluate as we go higher. There it is. We're out of Microsoft now, guys. 172, 174.92. It looks like, oh no, I didn't get filled there. My order is 175.92. We'll see if we get that filled now. There it is. There it is. There's the out right there. Slap shot right there. Breaking through 175. We're going to see if that does happen. We are out right there for a $1.25 winner. Hit the cowbell there, Mr. Softy.
Yeah, you know, mRNA, guys, mRNA was approaching that 40 level. I said, if you guys want to try to play that momentum break, it is still at that 40 level. It's at 98 right now on the offer. I took a shot at it. I took a shot at it at 99, so just in front of the 40, expecting a break. You know what I started to see? I started to see a lot of iceberg orders. For you guys that don't know, iceberg orders are orders where they only show a small size in front, and the rest of the size is actually hidden. So I started to see a lot of selling at 40 that was actually hidden behind everything. So I just dumped it out. I got in for cheap and I got out. This thing might still go, but I don't like the amount of action that is at that price. There should not be that much action for a level that supposedly should just, you know, break easily. So for me, that might just absorb all the buying and not go through. Or even if it goes through, it may go back, you know, a little bit and then come right back. So I'm not interested in that 40. For all you guys that want to take a shot at, go for it. I am stepping out. I took my shot, did not work out. I made and lost nothing, so I'm out. So in the meantime, I am looking at the financials again. Like I said, back to shorting financials. Tech is too strong for me. I am still looking at stocks. that are relatively weaker right now in this resistance area for me. So financial seems to be the way to go for me, and I'm not finding anything to work with. Yes, WFC is around 27. I was hoping to get a short there, but there's not enough selling for me to want to step into a short. In the meantime, there's nothing else really. mRNA is right back up to that 40 if you guys want to take a shot. Microsoft, Sean's favorite stock, Microsoft approaching, it's only 30 cents from its highs. Yeah, it's only 30 cents from its highs at the moment. So you know what? We're going to sit on that one, and I'm sure Sean's going to have something to say about it when it goes to all-time highs.
And Arun, I won't have anything to say about Microsoft. No, never.
No, not at all.
That, no, never.
So while we're waiting for that, we're going to go to Brendan. I'm sure he's always got information for us. So we'll see what he's got to say this time around.
A little penny stock here, guys, popping up on a volume scanner. You can see ZOM on the NYSE Arc Exchange. Going to check the news here, but 6% huge buyer just stepped up, took this thing from 13 up to 14 cents. So if you like the penny stock, ZOM, guys.
ZOM, so not Zoom. So Zoom now back to 153. And yeah, I mean, this is what we're talking about. I had sort of mentioned about getting out here at 150, but then I like this 148 level. So we may average into the Zoom, but it's been just confusing a little bit for me today. I did think we would crash down. We do have that fraud investigation apparently working. So we'll see if that one can come through here. But Zoom coming up very soon. We'll see about that one. JPM, look, normally I'm all over the banks, but today we've just been into Bed Bath & Beyond and whatnot, but here we go. Nice little movement here. This is what we're talking about. I see on the chat here, we've sort of consolidated a nice spot there. We break through VWAP, and now it's nothing but races to the upside here on some of these names. I'm going to take a look here. If we can break through 89.25 or so, which is this little level right now, maybe even higher. Yeah, where is it? Right about here. 89.25. We'll take a long on JPM as the futures now battling all the way back. Yeah. This is basically where we opened up. We opened up 27.94. We talked about a march to 2800 all the way back down here. So hopefully you guys were trading some of the futures and were able to take that long. But Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, all the financials right now getting a little bit of a bump. Here's Morgan. They reported today. So same, very similar. Here's that little, I guess, area of consolidation. You break back above 38, now you're off to the races. Let's take that JPM, my favorite in the banking space. It's also the most risky because it's the most expensive, but I like that one to the long side if we break above, what was that level? 89.25, guys.
Yeah, he loves the financials. I'm loving tech. If I'm going to go long now with futures stepping up and taking all the possible areas that I thought we could grab some selling, we're taking it off. I'm moving into the tech sector, in terms of longs. That has been relatively stronger for us so far today. So you know what? Roku is on a run. Tesla's on a run. Tesla's quite expensive and kind of hard to digest in terms of risk-reward ratios. Oh, there goes mRNA. For all you guys that wanted that 40 trade and that were willing to step in and take it, you got 25 cents immediately, right? I was not. I stepped out. Again, tech. For me, tech is where I'm going to be spending my time trying to look for longs as this futures start to run up a little bit. AMD, semiconductors along with TSM has been there. Airlines are relatively weaker, so I'm going to try to stay away from those longs. I know some of you guys like to play the relative counterbalance, which is the weaker ones have a bigger bounce potential. Yeah, that's one way to approach it. I like to take the opposite, which is relative strength, right? So for me, if something is stronger, I go with the stronger portion of the index itself, really. And tech seems to be the way to go right now. So I'm going to stay away from financials and energy and go towards tech and well, for now, just tech really, because the tech seems to be going. Sean's work is it's coming back off a little bit, but I'm going to keep an eye on that 29 area, see how much of a bounce we can get off of that. And in the meantime, you know what? I'm still waiting around. Sean, you got anything?
Yeah, so I'll talk about this work really quickly. We do have Don Kaufman coming from Theo Trade at about 11:40, so he'll be on right now. Yeah, work has been a fantastic trade. Our best out is 78. I got you, Robbie. Just hold on for a second. 29.50 here. That's going to be my out. I just want to give that to you guys. We're long at 29 even break. We're going to get out if it does break through 29.50. We never like to let our winning trades turn into losing trades. With these futures pulling back down, I am going to cash out of work if it does break. Brendan, what you got for us, bud?
Speaking of tech names, guys, AKAM, 5.5%. Now look at this move from 104, just approaching 106. We had a nice little consolidation throughout the morning, put in this level around 104, finally broke that on huge volume, straight to 106 for AKAM, guys.
Okay.
AKM,
okay, Don Kaufman coming out. Just looking at that to make sure that's correct. Yeah, Theo trade coming through soon. Okay, here we go, guys. This has been the real big exploding trade for me today. Look where we're buying Bed Bath & Beyond all the way here. We bought it in the morning and exploded to the upside off that first print. And now, guys, you're seeing it even bigger and better. So I won't ask Arun again, but here we go to the upside. Nice trade on Bed Bath & Beyond. We're still long this name, guys. It's going to be my #1 stock off of this move. I hope you guys let me know in the chat if any of you guys have that right now on Bed Bath & Beyond, because we definitely triggered that for you guys down here at 5 and change as we keep going more and more to the northbound north side here. Bed Bath & Beyond continues to be a nice little winner for us. We'll take off some right now. This is where we resisted before. The ultimate high is 45. Hey guys, maybe if we take that out, we can like it even more. I'm still waiting for JPM though to break 89.25. Might do that on this push. Let me go back and check where we are. Oh no, we're still back below 88. So sorry, back below 89. Look at that. This is that little level that we're looking to break. Actually, maybe it's 89.15. We can take that long at. But here it comes right back from the dead. Did you have any financials on, Arun? I know you're talking about them.
Yeah, you know, I was looking to fade financials. Market was coming up strong, and I was still looking to fade financials, but nothing's really setting up. Right? I was waiting for WFC. WFC did turn around, but it's starting to go sideways, so I don't know how much strength it's got, given how strong the market is. I mean, the read at the time was that the index would fall, well, turn around, and I would be able to jump into some financials there and catch that turnaround move. But now with the index showing a tremendous strength here, now we've come right back through those levels that I had marked off, which was between 70 and 80. Now we're at almost 90 now. So at this point, do I really want to short financials given the strength of the market and given that the fact that the financials have done absolutely next to nothing? They've just gone sideways. Yeah, you could say relative movement, but to me, there's no trade there, right? So do I want to go short as the market's going up? No, because now the market read for me has switched to the, well, to be fair, it's long right now, but if it keeps going up another 5 to 10 points, I'm probably going to switch back to shorts, and then I'll probably look at relative weakness again. But for now, I'm not taking any financials because the market read for me has changed. So I want to see how much movement we're going to get in terms of the index, and then I'll try to play off relative strength and weakness in the stocks using the index areas as the resistance area. So that's all I've got right now, Sean. I'm still searching. There's a whole lot of stocks that are moving, but they're all moving too aggressively. Like ACAM. If you were watching ACAM and you had taken that 104 break, that was an easy $2, at least $2. It's sitting at 106 right now. That's an easy trade. But again, tech has been like that, right? Like that mRNA trade. That was almost what? It's up 45 cents now. I stepped in, I stepped out. For everyone who wanted to take that break, good job, guys, for holding on, because for me, that was not the, I personally didn't like it, but mRNA was just running, and it's still running. It's at 60 now, 60 cents in the money for you guys. Flex, FLEX, took that 775 area. This might be one of those trades that you step into and kind of just let it go, because it's not going to, it seems to be a little subdued in terms of movement, but the setup is there. So I might want to take a trade on that. I'm actually going to just pull it up now and just double check the areas. Yes. So I'll take a step. I'll step into it around 777. I'll put the lows down at 754, and we'll see how long this one takes to play out. But it's got potential in terms of risk reward. It's probably 1-to-1 with an upside of more than that. So we'll just let that one go. I am looking for, obviously, like I said, I am looking to fade this move if it sets up properly. But we still got to go another 10 points on the index for me to want to start to fade this move. So right now, not a whole lot going on, guys. I'm just waiting it out.
Yeah, Valeria will drop the Twitter handles. Thanks, Arun. Great analysis once again on all of those names there. He'll drop, or Neil's dropping it, or someone's going to drop it. Our Twitter names in there for sure. Thanks for joining that, guys. I did want to talk about Boeing in a minute, but BBBY, we just did, look at this move down. Wow, I have no idea what happened there, but we did get some out on that move. Now we're light. We only have 5% of our position left. As soon as it broke down below 40, we got those out. We're still long at 04, so a nice little 30 penny winner for this guy, or 35 penny, 39 penny winner on that trade for BBBY. But we are ready for Brendan. What's up, bud?
It's the semis here. TSM just breaking the highs. We were talking about the tech names, 53 up here. A little bit of resistance possibly, but this was the one with the earnings that were better than expected. So it was waiting all morning for this thing to break the highs. Finally, TSM trying to go, guys.
Okay, yeah, just looking in the calendar here to make sure. Yep, I see that, Joanna. Thank you so much for that. Okay, SNGX. Again, guys, I wish this was moving a little bit more for you, and I wish it was a little more exciting. It's just ticked now back up to 162 there. Our long is a decent position. It's not too heavy, but it's at $1.64. So here's my ins on this break. The first time of 160, then my order got triggered in here incorrectly, I guess, breaking through 165, but I guess that's 166. So yeah, that's probably right. So there's our 166 long as well. So giving us an average price right now of 164 and change. Our work is now almost all the way back to 30. I don't mind taking that long if it does break 30. So we'll see about that one. I gave you the out if it breaks down below 29.50. Right now we got a stop order in. Let's see if that one can get above 30 again. I'm going to check on a daily chart for this just to make sure that we are on the right spot here. That's $30.50. That's $30 even right there. Top. Yeah, let's take a 30 break if that does happen on work. We can try to get some more money on that one. My Microsoft out once again, guys. We took it out at 175. Look at this thing run. Microsoft has been a great long here all the way back to highs of the day right now on the market, making moves as well. So Microsoft very, very strong. We got to put that in our cap and make sure that we remember that for yesterday. I remembered it, and we were long yesterday, and we're hella long today. Unfortunately, it has to do that ultimate test at the bottom. I'm going to review charts. I see you guys asking for our Twitter handles at TraderTV. Sean, Neil, and Brendan were all there as well. So I'm going to review this chart and why we got out and why I got out. Maybe I should have held that. We would have been hella profitable today if I just didn't tick out there, and it just happened to happen right on that wick. So boo on that one. But like Valeria said a couple times, you're not always going to have these winners on board for you every single day, but we are net positive. Check the trades at the bottom, guys. You're going to see it roll through how profitable me and Arun are. Unfortunately, today Arun's not working, filling in for Neil, but we'll get that up tomorrow as I'm thinking Arun will be back tomorrow, but we'll wait to see on that one if that does come through. My trades are down there. There's the Twitter flying through the screen, guys, coming more. 11:35. Don Kaufman from Theo Trade coming up in about 20 minutes. What's up, Brandon?
Bed Bath & Beyond, guys, just a big, huge, ugly rejection candle just happened there at 540. Right. We got all the way up to 545, in fact, and then big time seller stepped up back to 520. So back within this range from the pre-market, that 530 area at the top that we were talking about. Big seller stepped up there on BBBY, guys.
All right, Valeria will come with hopefully a couple questions soon, and that we can handle those at any time, Valeria. So when you guys are ready, we'll put Valeria on the big screen to answer a question. So that's coming up, guys. If you're just joining us now, thank you so much. My voice again seems to be going, so I got to grab one of those lozenges soon, hopefully, but I think we can make it through the show today for sure. Okay, we always play this game. It's about 11:20. How many fills does Sean have today? We can play that game. Just put it in the chat. If you get it right, you will not win one of these Trader TV Live mugs, or you will not win also one of these Trader TV Live milk jugs. Hopefully soon, guys, we'll get that up. We need subscribers to post, so put that up there. We'll hopefully be having a merchandise sale soon, and that should be fun for us and fun for everybody. We'll get Valeria to sign them all up, and we'll do that. I did see somebody post on there that some of their favorite actors. Here's one. There it is. There's mine. He's reloaded. If you know what movie that's from, put that in the chat as well. Valeria will give you a shout out. And don't cheat. A lot of you have been here with us for the last month. You already know what movie that's from. So if you have not participated, put it in there. Okay, Elizabeth, 205 fills so far. Not bad. Uchab there, 300. Joseph, 212. You guys are all close. I'll give you an idea. It's lower than those right now. But hopefully we can get ready for Valeria at some point as well. And And here we go, SNGX. I still keep going back to this. I think if we can break above 165, guys, we could have, yeah, it's not Scarface, guys. Oh, Chicago, I see you there about Carlito's Way. I think that you maybe have seen that before. If not, that is correct. We'll explode the money for you there at Chicago 1807. Good job. It is Carlito's Way. We'll play it again. This is the stock that I have for Microsoft because whenever we get back into positions, we're reloaded. And there we go. Our Zoom trade, this is why I gave you that 155 level. You can't get out at 154 because it's failed there a couple times. Now back into the money once again, another 75 pennies. We're short up here, 173. We've already cashed out once at 150, 150. Now we're ready at the big screen with Valeria. What you got, Valeria?
Hey guys, hoping you are doing well, and once again, welcome to the live trading show, and thank you very much for all of your likes and support, for all of your super chats from Davide and Modern Investor. We really appreciate that. Guys, keep the likes coming and subscribe for our channel. A lot of cool stuff yet to come. Though, as I was mentioning before, I'm picking up any question on the chat I like or find the coolest and ask that directly to traders. Though I think that question would be the best for Brandon. So Derek Fisher is asking, what are your most used news sources and how can you filter out what is important? Brandon?
Yeah, great question. We'll show you a couple of things here. It is a little bit of a complex question as far as the filtering goes, so I'll show you what I use on a daily basis. If we can jump into my screen. Yeah, this is the Reuters Icon platform. So just to go over a few of these screens that I have up here, these are Toronto stocks. So this is the S&P TSX, the big names. These are the small cap names down here. These are some of the movers here in Toronto so far. This kind of box at the bottom is all about stock news. So equity news. You can see from all over the world. These are Singapore names, there's London names, there's US names. Anything related to an equity you're going to find down in this box, just the way I have it set up. This is government news over on this side, so anything related to Trump or the US government's going to pop up for me over here. And then this is just overall general news. And then the search box in the middle here, if I want to look up, I'll just do on live here. Let's look up Apple. So I type in Apple there. That's actually going to go to a search, but if you type in Apple, it'll give you a general description of what it's done on the day as far as news. I'll scroll down here and the latest stories just pop up right in front of my face for Apple. I also, guys, will flip over to this screen and I'll show you Trade Ideas. Trade Ideas is a great platform. It's very customizable. So you asked about some of the filtering options. I would direct you to Trade Ideas for some of the filtering options specifically. You can really drill down and look for specific things. So those are the two platforms we get most of the news from here, Trade Ideas and Icon. Guys.
Great little look there. Yeah, a shout out to Refinitiv there, Icon. And those of you may be not familiar with the Icon name, it's a relatively new product there. It's very similar to the Bloomberg terminal. So that's what that is as we look there. Oh, wow, I'm noticing the market failing a little bit at 2,800. We didn't even get there. We got to 2,990. But I wanted to look at, okay, come on, Zoom. You can make a move here down to the downside. Hopefully, we are short 153 on Zoom. So we got $1.30 in the money there, but we're not taking it. This is what I wanted to look at. Maybe you can check your terminal there, Brendan, because Boeing, and look, I mean, it's not a big move for Boeing, but we are now at day's low for this name. I love taking day lows. If we can find something on Boeing, maybe there's something there, but it's only down $4. So it's not a huge move, but the market stayed strong. So that's the kind of stuff, great question, great answer there. That's the kind of stuff that I look at, relative strength. I know Neil and I look at that as well. And Neil looks at that as well, relatively strong versus weak in the market here. Boeing fading back down. Depending on what happens, I will maybe take this low of the day. I did like a break of the high, which is 141, but now that is going to change up. I did see some people putting some issues there about some trades, and I'm going to announce the winner very, very soon. I see someone that's very, very close. Back to Brendan. What's up, bud?
Yeah, on Boeing there, Sean, we did mention 10% of the workforce cut. So here's an example, right? I just type in Boeing. Here's all the news stories from today. 9:31, this came out, 10% of the workforce getting cut. And they also, just at 10:42 there, they delivered their 500th Apache helicopter. Guys.
Yeah, I think that got dropped off at Neil's place. So hopefully Neil can take that in tomorrow or the next time he's here. Apache helicopters, yeah, Neil's or Drake's house. One of those two here, if you saw it flying around in Toronto. But okay, as we're going here, guys, join us, follow us on Twitter. We're live there every single day. We tweet out a few names before the market. We are soon to come, guys. We are going to be providing a watch list to everybody. So look out for that. I did want to also pull up SNGX here. God, so they can't get out of my way here. So now there's a big Edge X seller on this. That's 100,000 shares there sitting on the level. And SNGX, I wish I could find the sleeping thing because we are now sleepy on SNGX. So I did take out a little bit of our trade here at 59. I'm going to wait for 59 to break. If that does break, I'll re-engage in even longer, more shares. We'll take if that does want to break. You see there, you see an Edge X print there. It's hard to see, but 900 shares came off, so it trimmed that back down to 999. We're going to wait on that one. Work may come out soon at 29.50, but it's been a very busy day for us. The winner is on that. I did see it's Sherry with a 113 guess for how many fills I've had. The answer is 131. I'll do a shout out. So there's the fireworks for that. I'll shout you out on the chat before not too long, but it's 11:25 now. We have Valeria at the big screen. There we are, out of work, 43-cent winner. That's a cash register all day long. We love that. We missed the top at 30, but Valeria has in focus, guys.
Hey guys, welcome to In Focus. Some quick news updates in case you've missed. Apple announced its new iPhone model. It's much cheaper and it has the name of iPhone SE. It costs $399 and will be available for pre-orders on Friday. It has a lot of mutual features with iPhone 11, but instead of facial recognition, it has home button Touch ID. Amazon will suspend all deliveries in France as a court ruled that all non-essential businesses should be closed through the May of 11th. The company commented on that it's confused with court ruling 1.1 million penalty each day for violating the rule. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo orders people to cover their faces and wear masks in public. He also noted that New York is moving to a new normal, but crisis won't be over until there is no vaccine. That's all for today. Stay healthy and stay in focus. Back to guys.
Yeah, thanks, Valeria, for all of that. Yeah, Andrew Cuomo there. Yeah, everyone might have to wear face masks there or some kind of protective shield or something in New York City. Look, I think hopefully the quarantine, I mean, obviously we're not doctors, but I'm hoping, just like all of us are, that we can get beyond this and return to some normalcy. I mean, I have three kids, what am I talking about? 3 kids at home, myself, all missing school right now as well. Shout out to my wife who's doing a fantastic job with some homeschooling, but it's tough right now. And I know a lot of you guys and girls out there that are parents, and even if you're not, this has been a frustrating time for sure, but thank you for joining us on the show. We continue to social distance here. We're keeping, and we've measured it out, we're keeping the 6 feet from everybody. Here we go, yeah, good look there. It goes me against this wall here, then Valeria, Arun, and Brendan's over on the big desk, and our production team as well, doing a bang up job. Shout out to Rob and to Lucas for that. Thank you so much for that, guys. Hit fireworks for that. We wouldn't be able to produce such a great show here if we didn't have the back end. So thanks so much for that. I see a few new Twitter followers. Thank you so much for that as well. And thanks again, guys. We hit over 700 viewers today. It's been fantastic. What a great run for us. We're super happy with that. Don Kaufman from TheoTrade also coming on board right now. Not right now, but soon. In about 12 minutes at 11:40 with Brendan. Get your questions lined up for him as well. Good bunch of knowledge on that. I want to talk about, it's 11:45, is it, Brendan, there? Yeah. Okay, 11:45, I heard that. Thank you so much. So join us at 11:45. Look at Microsoft, guys. This is honestly, I'm going to miss the boat on this one. We hit the cowbell. It's been a fantastic trade, but why I dumped this one, look how aggressive, like 2.75% softy. The market's only up 0.56. We hammered this one, our worst out ever down here at 172, but thank God we're able to get long. We hammered this one long, a big trade. We got out at 175. Wow, I left $1.50 on the table for that one. Arun, I know you were looking at Tesla. Any thoughts on any of these high flyers lately?
Yeah, no, I'm staying away from Tesla just because the sheer movement of it is just too aggressive and too pricey for me to want to try to play that. So what I've stepped into is TSM. When Brendan was talking about TSM at the semiconductor at its highs at 53, I was like, you know what? We consolidated pretty well around the 53s in front of it, pretty much from 52.80 on up. Before we took this level out was pretty good in terms of consolidation. So you know what that provides? It provides a good amount of selling. So when we break it, I can use those sellers to support my trade. So I am long. I'm long 53.02. The trade's gone nowhere. It's gone up 10 cents, down 10 cents, whatever. But it's gone nowhere. But technically, though, I do like this trade way it's setting up. Especially, yes, the futures may fall off a little bit, but we don't know what the futures are going to do given the type of movement we've had for the day. So you know what? I'm willing to step into some of these tech names and try to play this support level. So TSM is one. Another one that I had talked about to you guys was Flex. I mean, Flex was just one of those charts that I liked, and it's not going to be one of those trades that's going to happen quickly. So it's one of those longer term trades that I'm willing to step into. I got 777 long, and I'm willing to put the low at just under 750, 755. So 754 is the low of the day. I'll put that up there. We'll see how long this is one of those trades that I'm willing to step into, and if I have to get out at the end of the day, I will get out at the end of the day. But that's the one. So far, those are the only two trades. I'm still looking to make a move on the futures, but we're not getting to the areas that I would like to trade at this point. So you know what? While we're waiting for these North American markets to kind of do their thing, we're going to go to Valeria and see what she's got to say about Europe.
Okay, are we ready for Valeria? No, not yet. Okay, come over to me, guys. We have XOM. I did hear Valeria in my ear there, though. But okay, we are short now XOM. And those of you that are joining us for the first time today, maybe a good spot. And look, XOM just broke the day's low, so we are short there. We'll review oil in a minute. Okay, guys. This just, if it's your first time on the show here, I did want to show you. Can they see this on the screen? Yeah, they can. This is a purple mark. When we throw a purple mark down here, that means that we sold short. So I'll put a little explanation on the board. That may mean we can't see it, but here's the short sell arrow, and then followed by this little green arrow. Can you see that? Yes, you can as it's getting executed. Wow, here we go. XOM, great little trade here. Short 39.24. We took some out 21. We're now down to 16. Screw this chart. Let's throw this back out. We need to take some of this trade off. 14s, 15s. We're still crashing down. XOM. Look, guys, it's only 11:30, but the winners keep coming in. We're lining these winners up. Look at XOM dropping here. Not sure about this one, but we'll take some out at 10 if we can. We're short 24. This is an instant 13 penny winner. We have shares on, so here we go, Arun. Oil to the downside, maybe. We're going to check on the oil chart as I'm trying to get out some at 39.10. Maybe that's a little greedy, but an instant 15 penny winner here on XOM as it's flushing to the downside, down 3.3% here when the market's up now 0.3. Let's see if we get some 10s here, but what a great trade on XOM. I hope you guys joined me on that one. I saw some talk on oil. We went over to XOM and bingo, bango, bongo. Zoom also now $2 in the money. Now we're ready for Valeria and her European update because now Europe's closed. What's up, Valeria?
Hey guys, welcome back to the European update. Europe is closed already and looks pretty positive. Only Spain is down 0.5%. Britain is up 0.79%. France is up 0.25%. And Russia is up 0.74%, while Italy is up 0.97%. That's all for today. Europe is closed, and back to guys.
That's it, eh? Okay, Europe is now closed. Yeah, Europe is closed. You get the final prints coming in at 11:35. So we had Scott Bradley from the LSE yesterday. A lot of people asking, how do we get all these big hitters? Wow, it's because that's what we're doing here. Day Trade the World, big time company. We trade over 63 markets worldwide, which reminds me, I'm getting out of some of this XOM. Let's see if we can get out at 10. I'm going to pull up some of the numbers here. We haven't done that yet today. Every single day here at Day Trade the World, we post our numbers. Here it is, our show. But we're going to go here and we're going to find compare your profits. So this is our page here on Trader TV Live, Trader Information Portal. We have this. I haven't looked at this yet, and wow, here we go, guys. This is top traders, not today. This is for yesterday. So this is an internal board that we have. Good look on Europe. Zetra yesterday, someone cashed in. Congratulations to whoever that was cashing in that money. Zetra, if you know what market that is, put that in the chat, which country that is. There's the LSE, London Stock Exchange, $28,000 there. NASDAQ 26. Hello to the Chicago CME yesterday. A nice little win there, $15,000. Milan, I'm not going to ask you guys that. That's obviously Italian right there. Shout out to my paisans worldwide. Hope you guys recover from that as well as Spain. I know that's being hit hard as well. New York, Amex. Here's Toronto, Zetra. Yeah, AMD short. You guys saw that one. That's now 16 pennies in the money. Oh, we're going to come back to this one. Look at XOM. Bang! There it goes, Arun. We catapult ourselves through the moon on this one. We just took this short. 39.24, well into the money now on this. Oh, and about our Zoom trade, hello. This one now $3 in the money on Zoom. I'm still parked down here, guys. 148.50. Let's see if we can get that order to fill. That's a $3 winner we have on board right now. Bed Bath & Beyond is a 17 penny winner. The only thing that we're struggling with right now is this SNGX as my arch nemesis, Edge X. Just chilling out right now. But Zoom, big winner. XOM, a big winner now as well. Brendan, give us some, bud.
Another one to look at here, guys. Outfront Media, OUT, was up almost 9%. Looks like it's been halted a few times on the way up here. Finally kind of throwing in the towel. Was trying to hang on to 13 here. 13 was a little bit of support, just broke. We're down to 12.50. So if we get a retracement up into this area, 75 to 85 even, look for a short opportunity. OUT in New York, 8.5% still, guys.
Okay, I see some questions there, Valeria. Great job asking. Yeah, all the trades are real. This is why we got insurance on these guys, because we're hitting keys. We're using our hands here live every single day. I'm up to 140 fills now. And what we mean by that is you can see this is one fill going short. Then I've gotten out 4 different times, right? Based on that. So that's going to show like 5 fills. In, out, 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 out. So more to come. I like to do that. I generally will get out of about 20 to 30% almost instantly of the trade just to capture that profit. We are trading direct market access here. So all of our trades, of course, we get paid to make these trades depending on the gateway you're using. Stuff like EdgeX, ARCA, NASDAQ. So you're going to see here on the level 2, if you bid an offer with these guys and you get filled passively, you will get a rebate of about $2 per every 1,000 shares. So that's what that looks like on that note. And look at this, guys. This is why we hammer XOM. We don't trade blind here at all, man. This is crude oil bouncing around, but look at this move down, breaking down through 20. We triggered in right here on oil and on XOM. So we're going to watch that bounce around. Just to let you know, I'm out of 45% of my XOM trade here on that move downside. Our best out 39.07 or 06 depending on where that was there. Zoom still $2+ in the money. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining us today. Oh, here we go. See, there's a big ARCA there. So there's a nice little size of ARCA here supporting 39.15. So we're going to see what happens when it comes up to that. But XOM now 10 million shares. We're riding the short to the downside. We've also got $2.21 plus on Zoom. Here's the short out there. Now we're going to wait to see if we break through 150. Look out below 148.50 coming, guys. I see you're on MRNA, Brendan. I just want to call that up. That's now MRNA is $40. Okay, 37. Wow, what a great move. Brendan did bring this to our attention early. My bad. This was a great little spot here, and then here to go long. Brendan, great call on MRNA. What else you got for us?
Another little one here. Just looking up retractable technologies. A little tiny, thinly traded name, RVP on the NYSE ARC exchange. 22% today. Just had a huge volume spike as we got up to day highs there. So just looking into RVP on the ARC exchange, guys.
Okay, I see that. Thanks for answering that question, Neil. Neil's great on the chat, guys. Neil's at home today, resting up. He'll be back maybe Monday. Well, if we're lucky enough, we'll get him back tomorrow. But I got to give a big, huge shout out and a home run to Arun, who's been just fantastic today, saving me. Yesterday, I did this by myself. That was tough. But today, Arun, great job today. How do you like it? I know normally with this quarantine, you've been at home. Now you're here, although there's no traders. We are sitting on a floor, as you know. Me and Arun go way back, man. Arun and I, probably about 15 years, to be honest with you. I know. How long have you been trading, Arun? Because I bet that's about as long as I've known you.
Yeah, no, it's about 15 years. We're coming up to that, back to 06, 14 years, I guess, right, at this point. It's been 06 now, so it's been a very long time. So yeah, we've known each other for a long time. Same thing with Neil. I've known him for a long time. Both of you guys are the same amount of time. So I've been here for a while now. And yeah, you know, it's different. It's definitely different. Constantly talking about your trades. For me personally, I'm more of a. I tend to be just kind of just you know, I internalize a lot of things.
That's why
right?
I asked you, because
yeah, so
you don't make 400. Like, how many fills do you have today so far?
So you have what? How many did you have?
I just got out of some Bed Bath there. 143.
143. Yeah, I'm at 31.
There we go. So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's still good though. 31 is nice, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the thing though. Right? We trade differently, right? So you're into a lot of trades and out of a lot of trades. I'm sitting here looking for trades, right? And I'm just, you know, I have a certain set of criteria and all that stuff, and everything has to line up. So I'm not into a whole lot of trades. And of the 31, a few of them were probably just like multiple fills. Right, so it's a lot less than that. So, and that's just how I trade, and I kind of just like go through my charts. I kind of analyze a lot, and that's why, for me personally, I'm just sitting around, just kind of thinking a whole lot than I am talking about trades. So it's a little different for me, obviously. But sometimes, you know what, when you talk about trades, you kind of catch the things that you're saying a lot more than if you were just thinking about your trades, right. And then you analyze, and you're like, oh yeah, you know what, maybe I shouldn't take this because I just said this, and you don't catch that when you're just thinking about it, not talking about it, right? So for me, yeah, it's different. I'm starting to catch things that I'm saying that I know that, you know what, maybe I should not be taking this trade because of what I just said. And sometimes, you know what, things that aren't really thrown to me that I don't really think about, like Brendan calling that mRNA up, brought me to look at a 40 level for all you guys that stepped into that mRNA. And when Brendan called it up, hey, you guys made a killing on it if you held on. I decided not to, obviously, but those are the kind of things that, you know, is different when you're actually on the floor and hearing you guys talk and talking about your trades yourselves, right? Same thing on the chat too, for all the guys that are, you know, posting their trades in the chat and talking about getting other people's opinions and things like that. Yeah, definitely. It helps you kind of analyze in a different perspective, and as a trader, sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's not. And it's just a matter of digesting what information and see if it helps out. And if it makes you think differently, then yeah, it's something to work with, right? So it's definitely a different approach to trading, and I think it works out in your favor in the long run because you'll learn a lot, especially when you hear people talk and when you hear people throw out ideas and things like that. So for me, yeah, guys, it's definitely a great experience being behind the desk, and we'll see how that goes going forward, right?
Good, guys. Yeah, thanks again for Arun. And yeah, there's all different styles. I see some people 4 fills, 5 fills, whatever. It is what it is. And if you have a longer term time frame, hopefully you're holding some of these trades that we did have. Yeah, Valeria's going to drop right now our Twitter account. So thank you guys for asking for those. Valeria's going to be all over that one as well. Okay, you know what? I mean, I don't know. I mean, the show's coming near an end right now, but we do have the Zoom trade still. It's bouncing off this VWAP. I don't know, man. I'm short at 153. I could take the $2, like 153 even. We could take the $2 right now, but we're just going to wait on that one. I still do think, guys, 148.50 is coming. So we're going to wait to see that on Zoom. Yeah, thank you to everybody, guys. Thanks to Neil for answering those questions as well. We do have Don Kaufman from Theo Trade coming up soon. Great advice, a longer-term trader. He is as well, and I'm sure we'll talk about that very, very shortly. But right now, the only positions I have on is the Zoom. We're short XOM. I'm waiting for this SNGX to break through this little 800 shares here. Again, that's 80,000. Remember, everything's shown by this. And our Bed Bath & Beyond, what a fantastic trade, just took some out there. We're really light now. We're near the end of the show, but we have a very important guest coming up right now. So without any further ado, let's throw it over to Brendan.
Yeah, I'm just going to mention this one first. A little food name, SFM, food producer. They announced this morning they're expanding their home delivery service. So one of the names that has been benefiting, obviously, from the quarantine, a lot of people staying at home ordering foods. Just wanted to touch on this one. $20 up here, banging its head against $20 right now, 5.4%. Surprised I haven't seen this one yet this morning, but nice move off the lows, Sean, for SFM.
Yeah, no, that is a great look there. SFM, is that NASDAQ? Yeah, NASDAQ stock. Okay, $20. Let's have a quick look at this one. Yeah, we would have liked it. So again, this looks like to me, Brendan, one of those names that obviously we missed a little bit here because it wasn't moving, right? So we didn't see it in the pre-market. But here's that nice pre-market level. SFM, almost no pre-market trading, but once it breaks back above this $19 even there, it was off to the races, up to 20. So great look there, 2 million shares. You can see the volume getting going here on that move up. That's what we like to see, increased volume on moves like that to make sure that we're good to go. I just want to check back in on our work trade. We did get, okay, it's not moving. We did get out here at 29.50 break. I just want to see where we were on that one. But we are now ready with Mr. Kaufman and Brendan Wickens at the desk. Let's go.
All right, guys, yeah, really happy to have our good friend Don Kaufman from Theo Trades back with us today. We're going to get his opinion on how the markets have been behaving over the past week or two. It's been a while, so good to see you, Don. I hope you are well, and during this crazy time, obviously, we're doing our part to keep our distance. So, Don, joining us remotely once again. How have things been, Don, over the past couple of weeks?
Well, in the market, or the fact that I'm trapped with 3 children and a wife.
Yeah,
where do you want to start?
Exactly. Yeah, it's been interesting to say the least on the trading front and on the home front. So I hope you're well, you and yours, in this crazy time.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we've sustained a really substantial, unprecedented rally, and at the same time though, we still have volatility up and up substantially. So with that, and this is a little bit of a leading proposition over here. I don't think that volatility is going away anytime soon, and this rally right now could be extraordinarily short-lived.
Yeah, it's obviously a busy time as well. On the way back up, we've had names right across the board. It doesn't matter what sector you look at, kind of breaking out of these ranges that they've been in over the past couple of weeks. Let's kind of take a step back a little bit, Don. Talk a little bit about, obviously, we came from all-time highs down to the lows that we hit back in March. What were your thoughts kind of going through that big sell-off through the market? Obviously very headline-driven.
So I actually trade as kind of a crisis-seeking trader, and that is, I'm always positioned for those what I call kind of outlier moves. So if you get a 3, a 4, a 5 sigma move to the outside, that's typically going to be a good thing for my personal trading. And sometimes you have to wait years and years, even a decade in some cases, for the payouts like this. But it's been again, good time for us in terms of trading. Now this most recent upside move though, I think this is creating the opportunity once again. And that's something that's going to be beneficial if you're positioned and going positioned correctly for it.
Yeah, if you're talking about the overall market here, obviously we talked about the lows we hit back in March. We're above that kind of 50% retracement. We mentioned that a few times over the past week or so. If you measure that from the highs all the way to the lows and then back again, so we're above that 50% retracement. What kind of levels here on the overall market are you looking at as far as being significant?
You know what? So I'm less inclined to look at levels in anything other than the S&P futures. So the S&P futures are really driving the order flow for the marketplace. It wouldn't surprise me at this point in time to see the S&Ps even rally back up to maybe the 3,000 level. And I say that specifically because at this point in time, the Fed is on the bid, right? The Fed is pumping so much capital at this. And for the time being, listen, quantitative finance, we're throwing money at a problem. It is forcing the markets up. There's a lot of people that are obviously caught short right now. That's also squeezing the marketplace up, and away we go. So even though we still see some upside potential, there's no question that this is going to be a substantial downside opportunity. And I look at that surely from risk reward. I mean, you got to ask yourself as a trader, and this is going out a little bit of time here, but you ask yourself as a trader, if you look at the upside potential versus the downside risk, you're hearing like the jobs number came out this morning, another 5 million plus. We're at 22 million now jobs lost in the last couple of weeks. And then you're watching the market completely detached from reality. But at the same time, you recognize that the Fed is obviously behind that. They're again, as I say, on the bid in the marketplace and pumping capital towards it. Nevertheless, this really breaks down to that opportunity for me to the downside.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the jobs number. It was this time last week we got the big significant number, as far as bigger than expected weekly jobless claims. At the same exact time, then you get that $2.3 trillion announcement from the Fed, and we see the market just kind of continue its march back to the upside. Again this week, the number larger than expected, but not quite to the extent as last week. How much do you think the influence from the Fed has pushed us off the lows back to where we are now?
Tremendous. I mean, that's what really is pushing us right now. And, of course, people are going to point out, listen, the Fed is not out there. They're not buying securities. Listen, the Fed has already stepped in and they are buying ETF products. The ETFs that they're buying are predominantly in the junk market. They're in the bond marketplace, but we're only a step away from the Fed outright buying ETFs like the SPDRs and the IWM and the QQQ, exactly like Japan has done. Now, that doesn't necessarily dampen down volatility. It doesn't necessarily make it, not a free marketplace. Because if you look at Japan over the last, 10 years, you'll still see tremendous volatility in the marketplace. However, it's the psychology of the Fed kind of backstopping us. I mean, I know traders that are going out there and selling, boatloads of out of the money put options because they recognize that the Fed, don't worry, the Fed's got me, they've got my back. We're going to be okay.
You talked about it a little bit there, but let's speak to volatility here. We've obviously had, a tremendous move to the downside where we had, heightened volatility, the VIX through the roof. Coming back up now, we are seeing that kind of taper off a little bit. But as you mentioned, as long as volatility is high, there is that possibility that this market does go either direction. What, in your opinion, is going to make us go back to the downside before we do test like 3,000, as you mentioned?
Yeah, the first thing I'll mention on that front is the fact that the VIX is still sitting in the 40 handle, which is significant unto itself, right? So the VIX and the 40 handle, let's not, mix words at all. VIX and a 40 handle is a very serious marketplace. In addition to it, for those of you that speak a little bit more, maybe option geek, the VVIX, the VVIX is actually sitting in the 130 range. That's the volatility of the volatility index, which tells you that professionals, market-making firms, derivatives firms, they're still on the bid, which they're actually buying volatility in the VIX right now. That doesn't exactly make me feel warm and fuzzy. One last thing is if you take a look at the volatility futures, which I also look at extensively, those are still completely inverted. And that means front duration risk is substantially higher, than some of the back month risk. That means 30-day risk is extraordinary versus, for instance, 100-day risk. That means we're more likely to blow up and have, catastrophe hit the markets in the next 30 days than we are in the next 100 days. All of this, still points to fairly substantial downside in the marketplace. And yet we still see the S&Ps, tracking to the upside.
Yeah, it's easy to, you go on the internet these days, you can see all kinds of articles about the market hasn't bottomed yet. We're going to see lower prices still. If there's one or two things that we have to kind of look towards for signs of weakness, obviously typical market conditions, we like to look to earnings. Obviously, if earnings start to come out that are below expectations, that's typically a sign that we might get a little bit of a market move to the downside. I don't think that's the case in this point. What are your thoughts so far on this earnings season? Obviously, earnings to the downside, but really not seeing the movement or follow through as a result.
So the only earnings that are any significance to me right now are, of course, the financials. JP Morgan, you've got Citi. Again, I could go on, for earnings. And when you listen to JP Morgan, specifically like Jamie Dimon came out, said this is going to be the worst recession and the most severe recession of his entire career. Let's not push that aside because this is the only remaining financial CEO that lived through the financial crisis. Now, with that being said, you have to recognize the banks in terms of profitability were down about 45%. And you're like, oh, that's not that. Wait a second, time out. okay? You got to think about that for a second. Down 45%, and yet this crisis only kicked in the last, 2 to 3 weeks of their quarter, and they're already down basically 50%, for the most part, one around here. It's not good. It's not good at all. You're just not necessarily feeling it yet because the financials are not typically that volatile, okay? And the financials already took a fairly substantial hit. Where this is going to matter in earnings, it's going to come down to tech. And if you look at sectors right now, you look at the energy sector, it's decimated. You look at the financial sector, it's hideous, okay? Consumer staples has even been hit. Tech is holding us together. If we're going to go down, it's going to be on the back of the big boys in tech. You're going to look at the Microsoft, okay? Clearly Amazon today, which the last glance I had was up like $120. It's got to be done on the back of tech if we're going to go down from here.
Let's look both ways now, just to wrap things up here. We'll look both ways. Give us a little bit of an idea as far as what you're looking at if the market continues back to maybe that 3,000 level, as you mentioned, or, you just talked a little bit about tech there. Give us an example of how you would position yourself either direction at this point going forward.
So since about mid to late March, I've actually neutralized a lot of my delta. That's my directional risk, right? So I'm sitting, it's not that I'm not sitting with positions. I have tons of positions on right now. I'm just sitting with a big fat, zero in terms of delta. So what I'm doing right now is I'm re-upping my negative delta. I'm actually starting to position myself looking for the down move. And I look at this as opportunistic. Every little grind higher over here, stepping in, getting a little bit more negative delta. Now I'm actually shifting, okay, those positions. And those are bearish positions. Negative delta implies bearish positions. I'm shifting those bearish positions right now, okay, and pointing towards technology. Specifically, I don't want to be involved in an Amazon. I'm looking towards a Microsoft. Apple has been beaten up a little bit more. Okay, Microsoft, the QQQ, again, kind of what I term the monsters of tech, which are, your Microsoft, your Google, your Amazon. Those are the big players, and that's exactly where I want to create a little short delta, looking for the next major down move.
Exciting times, to say the least. Don Kaufman from Theo Trades. Always a pleasure. Great information. Stay well.
Thanks. Thank you.
There we go, guys. Don Kaufman from Theo Trades. Check him out on Twitter, Theo Trades. Great information also on their website. Let's go back over to the guys.
All right, guys. Yeah, great little look there. Sorry, I was just reviewing some of the comments there. Thanks for all the active talk there on the chat. So, guys, we really love all of that. When we were gone, though, we were hitting Zoom. We were talking about that one. We look at this, guys. It went down as low as 148.52. My bid was at 148.50, and it's been there as I look at my screen. Since like 10:03 or something, but I've changed it now to 149. So we'll see if we can come back down here to get out 149. We still are short 153. So it's a nice little $3 winner right now for Zoom. So we are very happy about that trade. Everything else, guys, kind of the same thing. Yeah, thanks to Don Kaufman there. Great little look on a little bit more of a broader market there on the broader time frame. And I agree with him. If this market is ever going to come back, it will be on the back of the big guys here, because Microsoft, you could see these stocks here, guys. We're only up 0.71%, which is a huge day for the S&P considering what's happening in the world. Microsoft still 2 3/4 higher now. We talked about Amazon. We didn't trade that today. I'm not sure why, but 24.50, guys. Check out the daily chart on Amazon here as we run. 24.55. Like, this has been an amazing run on Amazon since April 6th. We were at 19.50 April 6th. It's now April 16th and we're up to 24. So a big little 20% plus, if not more, move there on Amazon. The bottom, 16.29. What a great little bottom that was. Look how many times it hit. Bang, bang, bang. And then again, 16.50, rewarding yourself to the top side on Amazon. So anybody trading that one, congratulations. That's been a big mover. But Arun, that's it, man. I only have Zoom on. I still have some Bed Bath & Beyond. Other than that, we're still waiting for this SNGX to do something. That's a sleeping trade. I assume I'm going to lose on that one. But everything else seems to be working out for us today. You have any positions on before we let the show go?
Yeah, no, I've got nothing on. I'm out of all the positions except for Flex. The one stock that I said I was going to hold on to, it's done nothing. It's still at 777. It's actually 778 now. I got nothing on. The only trade I can potentially think of right now is the futures. As we near these highs, if we can catch some more selling. Remember, this area has been selling quite a bit in the morning. So if we can catch some more selling, say bring us back under maybe 90, we're at 95, 27.95 right now. So if we can bring us under 90 and kind of sustain the selling a little bit, maybe it's worth the shot on the short side. with the highs as a stop. But at the moment, no, I'm out of all equity positions. I'm waiting for futures positions, and there's not a whole lot going on. And in the meantime, we're going to go to Brendan and see what he's got. Yeah,
a couple minutes to go here, guys. This is the time of the show. We'll jump in and have a look at what is coming up as far as earnings, both aftermarket tonight and before the open tomorrow. So still a number of things to get to, a number of interesting things. P&G up there, guys. A number of interesting names for tomorrow.
Yeah, I love Procter & Gamble. P&G there, Schlumberger, big one again. Even State Street there in the corner as I look. But yeah, we will. I mean, Procter & Gamble should be a good one. The reason why, obviously, those of us stuck at home, a lot of cleaning supplies, a lot of big things happening there. We know Walmart is obviously off to the races now at all-time high as well. So P&G not participating today, though, in the move. We did open as high as 122, faded down. Wonder if somebody knows something, but check out the daily chart here on Procter. This will be a good one for us. Bottom of 100. It's a nice dividend payer. It's stuck in a lot of 401ks and whatnot. So I do like this one to the top side tomorrow. We'll see if we can take out 128. That would be a huge move for Procter, but if it does, off to the races, similar to something like J&J that we've seen before happen. But yeah, tomorrow should be a good one. We'll check it out. I'm 50 cents away from a $4 winner here. As my throat goes, on Zoom. So yeah, it's been a monster day, only 30 seconds left, guys. If you haven't done it yet, and if you're new to the show, hit the like, hit everything you can. I think it might be a record like day for us, Valeria, up to 260 or so. We are now over that 6,500 mark on the subscribers, it looks like. So thank you so much for everybody. We'll hit the smile face on that one for you guys. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you to Arun. We got to get him in here on a full-time basis. Great work on you for you, Arun. Thank you so much for all of that. It looks like we will get that trade, and it looks like we will get out of SGNX here if it does break above or below 150. But look, guys, 155 fills today for me. It's been a good one. Thank you to Theo Trade as well, but we'll throw it to Valeria for one last time.
Dear viewers, thank you very much for being with us today. What a great day. Thank you very much for all of your likes. And yes, Sean, I think you're right. It's a record amount of likes today. Thank you so much. Each day. Guys, our show is very close to the end, but follow Neil, Sean, Brandon, and Arun on Twitter. They keep posting their charts and trades and share a lot of interesting stuff there. Well, we are every day from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So don't forget to subscribe to receive notifications when we are back there. And guys, as usual, I'm saying what national day today. Oh, I love that. Today is the Benedict Egg Day. It's my favorite type of eggs, guys. What about you?
Uh-oh.
I'm a huge fan.
It's my wife's favorite as well, Valeria. So shout out to her if she's watching that. Every time we go out for breakfast, she always orders Eggs Benedict. But we were in a small town one time, and she ordered it from a truck stop, and it was nasty. I only advise...
Not a good idea.
No, not exactly, Brendan.
Yeah, not a good idea.
If you're going to order Eggs Benedict, make sure it's from a reputable place. That hollandaise sauce there needs to be perfect. And I know that we have a lot of chefs that have stepped into the building now as well that would appreciate a good sauce. So I like, what's my favorite breakfast? Maybe just waffles. I like waffles. I like, a toasted Western. How about yourself, Arun and Brendan?
You know what? I'm a pretty boring guy. My breakfast every single day is a bowl of cereal. That's it.
Which cereal, though? Which cereal?
The most boring one, which is just bran. So I'm not an interesting guy at all when it comes to breakfast. So just, we'll see what Brendan has, because I am not that interesting at breakfast.
Less to think about anyways with that option. I wanted to give a shout out to a restaurant here in Toronto, Sneaky D's on College. Pulled pork, Eggs Benedict, every Sunday morning for brunch. If you're in Toronto, check out Sneaky D's. Guys, we're
also
over...
nachos at Sneaky D's.
Yes, the world's best, I would say, nachos at Sneaky D's. Guys, we're past 12 o'clock. Thanks again to Arun for stepping in for Neil today. It has been a crazy day. Still lots to get to as far as trading this afternoon. But have yourselves a wonderful afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We will see you tomorrow.